step into the day with the dawn ringing in my ears. Oh, I tune into my TV show. No better way, I gotta get myself into gear. Let's go. Oh, and I feel good today with my wake up in the morning espresso. I feel good today. It's my feel good breakfast show.
Good morning, you beautiful souls. If you feel like getting up and dancing, just do it. It's that kind of day, a beautiful brand new day. Just take a moment to take a breath. Just give those positive thoughts, that positive energy, that momentum, just a breath to take hold of you right now. You have an opportunity to set the course for a brand new day, and we're going to help steer you in the right direction. A very good morning from my side. I am Graham Richards, part of the most wonderful breakfast team in the world, and we love being able to engage with you guys to help you start your day. And of course, it's a two-way flow. You help us feel amazing as well. So thank you so much for all of the positive thoughts that you've fed our way throughout the week. It's been an amazing week from the content side, and we're going to continue on that trend today, try and squeeze as much into and out of the next 3 hours as we can. But I need to squeeze a little bit of coffee down my throat if I can. Morning, T-Man.
Good morning, G-Man. Yes, it is a brand new day. It's a new chance for us to all go chase our dreams today. And it's beautiful that you're waking up on the right side of it, because we are here to give you all the feel-good vibes all throughout the morning. It's hump day, princess.
No, yes.
How's it?
I'm good, and you?
Good, thank you. I see you're already on standby with a coffee.
Yes.
I'll have one, please. But also,
Okay.
can I order Graham one, Kat one, and Leanne one as well?
Okay,
Awesome, fantastic. Listen, guys, it's going to be a beautiful day, and today is the day that entries for Presenter Search close at midnight. And so we're asking you on social media, what qualities do you want to see in the new edition? These two people that are going to join your Feel Good Breakfast Show Expresso, what do you want to have them bring onto the show? What are you most looking forward to? Why don't you let us know on Facebook, the Expresso Morning Show, SABC3 Facebook page. Use that hashtag Expresso Show. What you want to see in these new people that are coming in. We've been going on about them. You may have seen some of the entries yourself because they're pretty public. You can go on Instagram, search under the hashtag Presenter Search on 3, and you may have been able to see some things that you like about certain people. Let us know what those things are. Let's meet the rest of the team.
Yeah, the start of a brand new day, and grateful we are for it. Wednesday, the 31st of July. Katla Hamaboy reporting for duty alongside the lovely Leanne Williams. How are you?
I'm so good. How are you?
Good. The 31st of July. Have you got your statements and your cards and everything loaded up? Because you know what happens tonight at 12 o'clock, right?
What happens?
Queen.
I know. I can't wait. I'm waiting with bated breath. It must just happen, hey? My life
Are
is
you
like...
excited for it?
I'm excited. No. I'm excited just for ting, which means the salary's in.
Oh, okay.
Some people get paid at the last day of the month.
Yeah, which is today.
Exactly.
Today.
So I just went the ting, and then I put my phone on silent when the other ting, so I don't hear it.
The debit orders come.
Yeah, so I live in like, just bliss and like,
Oh, no. Listen,
you must always have a
are you
plan.
completing your look? Is that the order of the day?
This is my vibe. This is my vibe. Oh my word, leopard print is so hot right now. I am obsessed with this trend. I would wear leopard print every single day of the week and twice on Sundays if I could.
Leopard print is like my camo, I think. I've got so many items of clothing that are like camo. Yeah. Tracksuit pants,
but it's
shirts,
never going to go out of
jackets.
style. That's the beautiful thing.
It's timeless.
Yeah.
It's timeless in that kind of way. But depending on what you are planning on putting on to complete your look for the morning, let's quickly guide you a little bit in terms of what the weather might look like in your part of the country, starting off in Johannesburg. And there you can expect sunny conditions with delightful temperatures. Clear skies are expected for the entire day, with little to no wind and humidity remaining extremely low throughout the day. So it sounds like it's going to be a pleasant one in Johannesburg. How about Durban? Well, partly cloudy conditions with the occasional sunshine and pleasant temperatures. A southwesterly wind can be expected, but should die down towards the evening. And as the evening approaches, then cloud cover will increase with a little rain. We had a lot of rain here in the mother city yesterday.
Are
Thankful
loving
for
the rain.
it, right? Thankful for it. Port Elizabeth, partly sunny conditions with a couple of showers and temperatures that are not as warm as the day before, but you can expect a southwesterly wind to pick up in the afternoon as cloud cover increases. So do be prepared for a little bit of rain towards the end of the day. And the mother city, there are times of clouds and sun with a couple of showers and a southwesterly breeze. The skies should clear up towards the evening, and the wind will die down with humidity remaining high throughout the day. But I hope it's raining in all the right places, filling up the dams and whatnot.
Exactly, and I think that Cape Town is standing at such a much better place than where we were last year this time.
Yeah.
I mean, it was dire situations, a national disaster. So I think that we should be grateful for all of the rain, and of course just think of those people that are living in those low-lying areas, wooden iron structures. I often think when the rain is pelting down like that, what happens to them? So just think about them, and of course if you can reach out to people who have lost everything in the devastating weather conditions, please do.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yes.
Let's see that.
Okay, cool.
I know you're dying to show it all.
Listen, can I tell you what I love about this jacket? I know
What do
that
you
it
love
looks
about
like
this
a
jacket?
jacket, but it is just feel the texture.
Yeah.
The material, it's almost like a blouse. It's like a blouse, but it's in the design of a jacket, and I love it because it's both warm and cool at the same time, if that makes any sense. So I feel warm, but I don't feel hot.
Yes, okay.
Yeah.
You look hot, not feeling hot, looking cool,
Yes.
and cool at the same
Exactly.
time.
I feel like I could wear this on a summer's night, you know, when I go out to dinner, but
Yes.
I also feel like if I have a long sleeve top underneath, I could do just as well in winter
You
with
just
this.
made me think about Shakespeare for a moment there.
Really?
Yeah, Midsummer's Night.
Oh.
Yeah, quite nice.
Thank you.
Anyway, let's get you started on the quote of the day, shall we?
Yeah, let's get you started on that quote of the day. This morning, we're getting inspired by Oprah Winfrey. I did say earlier on that it's a new chance and it's a new opportunity to go chase our dreams and do all the things that we couldn't get to yesterday.
Are you
right?
feeling that vibe today?
I'm feeling that today. That's my energy today. It's the energy
it
of
as well,
learning, the
brother.
energy of being inspired, and it's
pass
just
it on to you,
beautiful.
man.
Yeah, we want to give it to you. So, if there's one person in the media industry that is considered a household name, it's definitely Oprah Winfrey.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, a lot of people do consider her the queen of all media. Through hard work and perseverance, as we all know, Oprah left behind the poverty of her youth to become a billionaire and really one of the most impactful and the most influential people touching
Mogul
lives.
in all the right ways.
In all the right ways, touching lives while at it as well. And that's where our quote for this day comes from.
Yeah, I love this one. The more you praise and celebrate your life, the more life there is, or the more there is in life to celebrate. The one works with the other. So just take a moment, as you were saying earlier, to just celebrate, be grateful for everything good in your life, and you'll be amazed at the snowball effect that will have. Suddenly, the rest of your day, you'll be looking for all of those positives and the pluses and the beauty in your own life, man. Absolutely love that.
And there are many of them, so go out there and get them. Well, on that note, we've set you up for a beautiful hump day here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Let's get it going with the first look at our headlines, right? News headlines.
Thank you so much, team. Here's what's happening in the news this morning. In the national news, South Africa's official unemployment rate soared to 29% in the second quarter of the year, the highest jobless rate since 2008. The unemployment rate for the youth, is 56.4%. Negotiations to end a bus strike in Pretoria will resume today when members of the South African Municipal Workers Union and the city of Tshwane meet at the local bargaining council. The trade union is demanding an 18% pay increase backdated to 2017. On the international front, Tanzanian police yesterday denied that they kidnapped a prominent journalist from his doorstep, saying the outspoken critic of President John Magufuli had been detained for questioning over his citizenship. The British pound is set to record its steepest monthly decline in almost 3 years against the dollar due to renewed fears of a no-deal Brexit. Prime Minister Boris Johnson has vowed to pull the UK out of the EU by the end of October with or without a deal. And then finally, elephants don't need to do maths because they can pick up larger quantities of food merely by using their sense of smell. A study of Asian elephants has found that they tend to pick out larger quantities of sunflower seeds by scent alone. Some sniffers were so sharp that they could smell the difference between piles of 150 and 180 seeds. Elephants' noses are notoriously powerful, but their sense of smell has been relatively understudied compared to their vision and hearing abilities. Fewer than 50,000 Asian elephants remain in the wild. A better understanding of how they smell, quantity, and how that influences their behavior could help conservation efforts. Well, that was your 6 o'clock news update. Let's get our very first taste of what's happening in the world of sport. Here's Graham.
Just touch Touching on the headlines we'll be expanding on throughout the morning. Double Olympic champion Caster Semenya will not be defending her 800-meter title at the World Championships in Doha this September. In cricket, the ICC has officially launched the inaugural World Test Championships, which will see the top 9 test-playing nations fight it out against each other in 71 matches played over the next 2 years. In rugby, the Springboks' last gasp 16-all draw against the All Blacks in Wellington on Saturday has helped the team move up 1 place on the official World Rugby rankings. Just wait till we take the entire championships. And then continuing with rugby, of course, tickets for the ever-popular Cape Town Sevens tournament set to take place at Cape Town Stadium in December will go on sale from 9 a.m. this morning. Go and support one of the best tournaments on the calendar. And that's where we leave our sport for now.
Don't fear the flu. Boost your immune system with Effaflu C Immune Booster by Pharmadynamics. Effective, affordable healthcare.
Thank you, G-Man. Let's take a first look at your weather today. We've asked you to send in your beautiful sunrise pictures, and our regular photographer, Alan Rudnicki, sent us his sunrise from Stellenbosch, where partly cloudy conditions can be expected today, with a couple of showers reaching a maximum of 16 degrees today. Karen Boland also sent us her sunrise picture from Port Shepstone, where cloudy conditions can be expected with occasional afternoon rain and drizzle, reaching a max of 21 degrees. Now let's take a look at those temperatures across the country, starting off in Polokwane with a low of 7, reaching a high of 27 degrees. The highest temperatures in the country today, that's Mbombela, 10 degrees is your low and your high 32. If you're out in Pretoria, 8 and 26. Plenty of sunshine for Johannesburg today, 5 reaching a high of 24. Mahikeng, 8 reaching a max of 26. Klerksdorp, 1 is your low today and your high 23 degrees. If you're in Kimberley, 2 reaching a high of 19. Bloemfontein, you've got a cold start to the morning today. It's -2, your low, reaching highs of 19 degrees. And high humidity out in Richards Bay, 17, reaching a high of 24. Pietermaritzburg, 12 and 21. If you're out in Durban today, 16 is your low and your maximum is 23 degrees. Mthatha, high humidity once again today, 8 degrees is your low and your high 20 degrees. And in East London, you can expect southwesterly winds traveling at 22 kilometers per hour. 10 is your low, reaching a high of 20. Craddock, 3, reaching a high of 18. And Port Elizabeth, brace yourself for some southwesterly winds today, 28 kilometers per hour. That's how fast they're traveling. 9 is your low and your high is 18 degrees. George, 6, reaching a high of 16. And the lowest temperatures in the country today, that's Sutherland, -2 is your minimum and your maximum is 8 degrees. If you're in the mother city, Cape Town, occasional rain expected today. 8 is the low and our high is 16 degrees. A couple of showers expected for Worcester. 5 is the minimum there and the maximum 14 degrees. Springbok, 6 and 16. And last but certainly not least, Uppington, 4 today is your low and your high is 20 degrees. That's what your weather's looking like across the country. Remember, we want to see those beautiful sunrise pictures. Get them through to us on our Facebook page, Expresso Morning Show SABC3, using that hashtag Expresso Show.
True story.
All right. The morning is well underway, I can tell you that much. I'm armed with my first cup of coffee. Where's yours, Lee?
I don't know. I asked Princess if she'll bring me one, so maybe, but she's always on
Princess
it.
always delivers
on it.
on time. Look at that.
There she is. Hey, how are you? Thank you so much, Princess. Oh, do you know what gets me? It's that aroma.
Smell.
You know, those Arabica beans aroma. Oh.
And how much, in terms of percentage, are
It's 100% roasted
100%.
Arabica beans.
Excellent. That's why we always trust you with the best, Princess. Thank you very much. We really do appreciate it. Yes, our Wednesday morning well underway, and it's going to be an exciting one. Can I tell you that I'm actually very, very excited.
Really?
We have a superstar in our midst this morning.
Yes, we do.
She's absolutely incredible, super talented, vivacious,
The
as some like to.
queen.
Yes, the queen indeed. Listen, you better stay tuned to your Feel Good Breakfast show, because when we come back from a short break, we'll be chatting to none other than Muesli. Yes, Nomuzi Mapena is in the studio. She's looking fine. She's looking fire. All kinds of things. Stay tuned. We'll be right back after this short break.
Only the highest grade Arabica beans. McAfee, great coffee, simple. See you after the break.
Only you can make my day.
make it look good.
Will you bring us in?
I shall indeed.
All you need now is a room divider.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
A very warm welcome back to you Wednesday morning. Your Feel Good Breakfast Show is live, large and in charge, and it's so good to be in your company. Hey, and so great to be. I don't even remember when was the last time I was so excited.
You haven't been this excited to have anyone on the show.
In a very, very long time.
I'm sorry for anyone else who's watching now.
Sorry,
Who's been in the last few weeks, but it hasn't happened
because
in a
we
while.
are in the presence of what I believe superstardom. She's a South African presenter, musician, business woman, an all-round fabulous person. Nomuzima Brenda Muslis in the house! Yes!
Wow.
You're the only person who can proudly say, Mapena, Mapena! Mapena, we knew.
I don't know how.
We knew you would make us proud.
Why
I
did
don't
you
know how
guys
I
have to do that to my surname? We were doing so well.
We're coming along nicely.
Wait, do you even know that guy?
I do not know that
particular
guy,
one?
but I am sure he's a Mabena with the age.
There's a huge difference. I see.
Great save, great
Yeah,
save.
yeah.
We're definitely having muesli for breakfast this morning, right? And you are serving all sorts. I mean, it's a buffet. It's a breakfast buffet. We must just
love
pick
it.
what we want to eat.
You know?
Yeah, do you want a sausage? Here we go. You're giving it to us. But 2015 to 2019 has been such an incredible run for you. You came out with your move into music, with your single 7, then you featured DJ Vigilante there, Pasop, Speedster, Don't Panic, Dale, 6 a.m. Lots of hits.
Lots of people, yeah.
What's your favorite collaboration been? Because you've really only just had incredible ones.
Yeah, you know what? Just like as a hip-hop, my career has really been built on collaborations. You know, it's really big for us to be working together, and that's how you learn. And I think for me, that's why I've been able to grow so quickly as an artist. But it would be difficult to pick my best collaboration. I think there was something very special about the Baddest remix that we did with AKA, Gigi Lemaine, Rouge, and Fifi Cooper, because that was definitely a turn in the game. That was when people decided to shift the way they looked at female rappers, and that was kind of us putting our stamp on the game to say, hey, we're out here.
And the game hasn't been the same ever since.
Indeed,
How much of your success would you attribute to that personal confidence and making the move into the music scene, first of all, and then now, subsequently, establishing your own music label? Those are big moves to make in your career. How much of it was opportunity-based? How much of it was belief-based? Like, no matter what, I have to succeed at this, and you end up doing it.
I think I won't lie, it was a bit surprising to me that there were so many naysayers. That's how confident I was in myself. I was just like, y'all don't trust me to get this right. And that forced me to get it right. So it was definitely a whole lot of self-confidence. But like you were saying, opportunity, you know. I started rapping when SA Hip Hop was like taking off, you know. There was a brand new movement, not only in SA Hip Hop, but just in music in general, you know. Hip Hop was just doing really incredible things, and not only on the radio, but like in boardrooms, in different spaces, you know, we're really making a big impact. So there was a great opportunity, but I really, really had to believe in myself.
Now, you've come up with an album now, Victory, which obviously sounds amazing.
Thank you.
But even better that it's come out of your own record label.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
Guys, you know what I mean? This is big news.
Debut album through them. Wow.
Take us through then what the songwriting process is looking like now for you and the production of your own music versus when you've had collaborations in the past of different record labels.
Jeez, I think the freedom now is really, really crazy. And also to know that you own everything that you do kind of makes you want to work that a little bit more harder because you know what can come out of it ultimately. But I'm a lot more free. I can just kind of say what I want. Also for me, there's a huge emphasis on just celebrating the fact that I am a really dope chick from South Africa. You know what I mean? I don't try to imitate something that's out there. I just kind of want to celebrate and reflect the people that I come from. So it's a lot of fun. It does get a bit stressful. Very expensive.
You're a businesswoman now.
Recording is expensive, guys. Being an independent artist is extremely expensive. So you kind of also have to be very calculated in the things that you do, which can put a bit of pressure on your music making process. But it's always just important to always have fun in the studio and just use it as a sense of catharsis.
Speaking of that, I love the fact that you are enjoying the journey so much because we're watching some of your music videos right now and it's like all different kinds of wigs and cuts of jeans and this and it's, you know, choreographed moves. How much fun do you have when you're making the product that people are loving so much? Like, it looks like you're doing you, loving it so much, and everyone loves product. But then everyone loves you doing you like you do.
It's really a lot of fun. And also for me, with making my music videos, it's also a collaboration with other small business owners. Like the Sfunukwazi music video was shot by Ofense, who shot a lot of music videos in SA hip hop. But for him, it's also kind of like a family-run business. This music video for Tao was shot by D2. He's also just like a street photographer, but he's doing such incredible things. The Sfunukwazi music video was choreographed by Mr. Olivet, who's also like an artist, but he does so many incredible things. He's also a stylist. He's, as his name says, he's all of it.
Mr. Olivet.
So for me, that's what's fun. It's like, although it's always about me and what I want to achieve, it's always great to be able to work with other people because they are the mueslis at what they do, you know, so they're also shining in that moment, and that's great for me.
So they are the mueslis in what they do.
You know what I mean?
So how do you become a muesli of your space?
You just gotta kill it, honey, and look this cute in the morning.
You gotta kill it and look this cute in the morning. Well, that's probably good advice, but also good advice for everybody entering Presenter Search on 3. We are looking for 2 new family members to join us here. And I think if Muesli's journey and just her words of inspiration are anything to go by, that's definitely what you need to be living by. Just like, what did you say?
You gotta kill it
and then
good in the morning.
In the morning.
Especially if you want that job. And I did a Presenter Search as well. 7 years later, I am still in the game. So competitions like this work. Take it seriously. Your life can really change.
I mean, I don't know about you, but I'm filling my bowl up with all that muesli this morning, ladies and gentlemen. No muesli Mapenas in the studio. Wow. Wow. Superstar.
Wow, competitions like this work, huh? Nice.
Be the muesli in your own life. I love that. Absolutely love it. But the bottom line is you will never know unless you try.
Yeah.
And you have got up until midnight tonight to do that. It couldn't be easier for you to enter. I know that it's a daunting thing, and so many people are like, is it real? Is it going to actually, is it happening? Because it just feels like it's almost too good to be true. This is your opportunity. It's not to say that you're going to get through, because we've seen some amazing entrants come through.
It's like a dream come true,
but
basically.
it really could be. And I mean, look at the likes of Tabiso and Zoe and those that have found themselves in this space. This could be your first step towards that.
Exactly. And if you think you've got what it takes to join the team of your award-winning feel-good breakfast show and you haven't yet entered, why? Because Presenter Search on 3 Expresso edition is about to take the country by storm. You need to get the move on right now because the entry period closes at midnight tonight.
Okay, so we've been asked a lot of questions about how the season of the search is going to go, in particularly. Tabiso very graciously did a Q&A with Expresso presenter hopefuls, and we're about to answer some of the burning questions that you had for him. First up, when will you know if our team would like you to audition in front of a live panel? That was one of the questions that keeps coming up. Well, if you have not been contacted by our team by this Friday, that's the 2nd of August, then you must consider yourself and your entry unsuccessful this time round.
Exactly. Also, another question, what is the age requirement for eligibility to enter? Now, you have to be 18 years or older, and you must have a matric certificate or a higher qualification. And of course, if you are invited to the callback callback phase. Where will the judging take place, or where will you be seeing the judges?
So the callback phase is going to be taking place, obviously, Johannesburg, Cape Town and Durbs during the next couple of weeks, and the dates and locations will be subject to change, but we'll obviously be pumping those dates out there. But that's why we ask where you guys reside, that you put that in your audition video, so that we know which cities you guys are in. But we will come to you, and then we'll invite you to come and meet some pretty cool judges as well.
Exactly. Now, there are many more burning questions out there, and we will definitely be answering them as we round up to this exciting new season of the biggest and the most popular presenter talent scout competition in the country. And if you have any last-minute questions that you would like answered before you post your Instagram entry, then be sure to catch Tabiso and Graham's Insta stories or Instagram Q&A after today's show at 9:30 a.m. on Tabiso's profile, which can be found on the handle at Tabiso_Makubela.
Yeah, we'll go live after the show. You can weigh in, ask those burning questions, and hopefully just get excited, get inspired, but most importantly, get on it. Hurry, hurry, hurry. Please tell us what it takes to join the ranks of this breakfast TV show. Maybe you can inspire some of those hopefuls out there. You can join us on all of our social media platforms this morning. What inspires you about this show? And what do you think people need to bring as well? Go and inspire the legion of people who have entered already to take that big step forward. It's going to be awesome, man.
And of course, don't be shy. Just post your video, pop it onto Instagram. It needs to be a minute long. Tell us what makes you unique, but you have to use that hashtag presenter search on 3 so that our team can find your application. And if your application is successful, then you'll be contacted and invited to audition in front of a panel of judges. And remember that you must introduce your name, where you live, and don't forget that all-important hashtag presenter search on 3, or else they won't be able to find you.
How are we going to track you down? The entries do close today at midnight. Don't waste any time. Get a mate to help you just to film something cool. It doesn't have to be over the top. We want to see the person behind the lens, but all those terms and conditions that do apply can be found on presentersearchon3.com.
It's your time to shine with Orbit Gum and Presenter Search on 3, the Expresso edition. To enter, record a video introducing yourself, telling us where you live and what you will bring to South Africa's award-winning breakfast show. Post your clip on Instagram using the hashtag Presenter Search on 3 and we'll find you. Entries close on the 31st of July. Presenter Search on 3, the Expresso edition, in proud association with Orbit. It's your time to shine.
Alrighty. We're going to take a break. But there's so much to talk about, especially on social media where we've linked up with you. Presenter Search, all the rage right now. Because today is the last day.
Last 12 hours.
It is. It's crazy.
Presenter Search on 3.
And of course, the social media post that we put up this morning said that what qualities would you like to see in the newest addition to our Feel Good family? You can let us know.
What would you like to see?
I think I would love to see good humor and great wit.
Yes.
Somebody who's like literally
Funny
just
and sharp.
I love the funniness of this show.
on the spot, be able to just live yourself into the moment, and then something happens, and then you know it's there, so don't ignore it. There it is, you know.
I love this. Ayabonga Kuni saying, "Good morning, Expresso family. Someone who will have fun and be confident." I love it. Tick both of those boxes.
I like that. Also, somebody that can maybe have his shirt off most of the show.
Easy, sister.
No?
Easy.
Is it
That's
just
not everyone's
me?
cup of tea
Is it
in the morning.
Is it just me?
Yeah.
That's not my muesli.
Take a sip of this,
I ain't eating that muesli this morning.
Maybe you'd like to volunteer to be that person.
No. Like, I want to see like abs, pecs and abs.
Bikinis are cool.
I don't have
Bikinis are
pecs.
cool.
I'm a girl.
I dig
What do you mean?
bikinis.
It's not whether it's visual,
Let us
it's
just
visible
read
or
here.
not.
Akila says, morning,
banging
guys. I want to see lots of women presenters. I think there's a lot of manpower over there, so please change that. Otherwise, I enjoy the show. I agree. Girl power.
Bring on the ladies.
Like Mandy says, a lady with natural hair to show everyone, especially our kids, to love their natural hair and also to show them.
Laugh.
You don't have to have straight hair to be a celebrity on TV.
You don't even have to have a lot of hair.
So you can actually just rock up, even as a lady, with a hairstyle like Kat's or me, and that's what Mandy's looking for, which is, I think,
do you
fantastic.
feel the weight of responsibility now? Hey, with your natural.
I think we should get people who feel comfortable with themselves.
Yes, girl.
If you feel comfortable with yourself, natural weave, wig, whatever, bald, as long as you're comfortable, that's what we want.
Totally. Tell him, Lee. But this is the last day, guys. Hashtag presenter search on 3. Terms and conditions do apply. You can find them on presentersearch on3.com.
Yeah.
How about a break, guys? I feel like a break would be a good thing right now.
I agree.
How about just...
Cadbury Dairy Milk shines a light on the generosity alive in each of us. Bring your old toys to any of Cadbury Dairy Milk's pop-up Little Generosity shops in major centres this winter and receive a slab of Cadbury Dairy Milk chocolate. Get to Cape Town's Canal Walk Little Generosity shop from the 19th of July to the 5th of August with your toys, and let's inspire a little more Cadbury Dairy Milk goodness in the world.
At a shop. It's in South Africa. Oh, really? It's amazing.
Mic check 1 2. Yeah. Hey. Okay. Hey. Hey. Okay. Hey. Everybody. Vibe. Juice. Oh yes, it must. Yeah. Hey. It's on my bro. Hey. Come on. Go that. Say right. Go that. Hey. Let's go. Who bad? Who get that? Who young ass? Who need mad? Who from that? Yeah. Hey. Who know what's? Who bad? Who get that? Who young ass? Who need mad? Who from that?
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back, you beautiful souls. Thank you so much for joining us. Time to get very excited. Why? Because the Cape Town Marathon, one of the highlights on any calendar, never mind the sporting, Africa's only IAAF gold label status marathon. It's only 45 days until this unbelievably popular marathon takes place. Now to chat about what we can expect this year. Plenty of fireworks, maybe a little more luster to the golds. Please welcome South African athletes Ilana van Zyl-Meyer and Elroy Galant and race director Janet Wellham. Some of the most positive human beings on the planet. Ilana, I start with you and your gorgeous smile. It's so cool to have you in studio because you know we absolutely adore you, but you have taken it on your shoulders to really be an advocate for the long distance, what it can do for a person's life, what it can do for South Africa, what it can do for Cape Town. How important is the gold label status? Because I know you guys, everyone involved, Janet can testify as well, you've worked really hard to get that status. What does it actually mean when we talk about an IAAF gold label status marathon?
You know, I think the first thing come to mind, it is an excellent race, you know, and that is the message across the world. If you come and run a gold label, IAAF gold label marathon, you know it's a fantastic standard.
It's awesome.
You know, it's great competition. You know, so what the IAAF gold label status is doing for the Sanlam Cape Town Marathon, you know, has been fantastic. You know, putting together the elite field every year. You know, this year we're going to have the best ever field, you know, assembled on the African continent. You know, it really is because of the gold label status.
I mean, we always think that the scenery is enough to bring people down here to run. It knocks about 5 Ks off your distance. As I understand it, the elite field is going to be announced today.
Yes, absolutely.
Can you give us any teasers? What kind of a dynamic? I know you can't speak too openly about it, but what can we expect from that field, do you think?
You know, so I think we will announce the names at the press conference a little bit later this morning, but what I can say is, you know, that we have, you know, the best ever field assembled. We have a IAAF gold label field. You know, we have 2 ladies that has run 2:24 in the marathon. We've got a 2:05 marathon runner in the field, and then obviously, you know, Elroy has just done his debut marathon 2 years ago. You know, he's in the best shape of his life, just ran a PB in the half marathon. So, you know, it will be fantastic to have a repeat of last year and have a South African, you know, winner taking...
It will happen. I can say it unashamedly because I can be completely biased. Does this make you excited to hear one of the greatest runners of our, you know, South African, I think, any generation, talk about it in this way? What are you expecting? I've seen you crush 21 Ks. This marathon space is something that is so stimulated at the moment, some of the best competition. How are you feeling about the event?
No, definitely. You know, it's actually a really positive news for us, you know. Like Ilana said, a 2:05 guy coming, you know, and that can just be good for us because that guy can pull us to even, you know, to a sub 2:08. Stephen ran last year a 2:08.31, and I mean, to go faster than that, it would be really great. And yeah, it's like Tour de France. You know, you got your leading guy that's leading there. You just need to follow.
You just got to do it.
Yeah, you just need to follow.
You know, what your face and your mouth are doing and your eyes are doing are two completely different things. I can see the fire smouldering. How awesome is it as an athlete? Because you run alone. Ultimately, you're out there, you train with guys, you cover so many kilometers, but during that race day, it's you and it's your mind, it's your body. How important is it to be pushed on this level, to have this kind of elite field for your own personal progression?
Yeah, it means a lot, like I said, you know, especially when you run in a group, you know, when you've got like 10 guys, you know, and everything just comes down to that day and your focus and everything is on that day within that group.
The wind.
Yeah, but hopefully it will stay away, you know. But yeah, definitely it means a lot for us as runners, yeah.
So what you're saying is you're going to win it, thanks. I've got that down. Janet, I love the fact that you almost, you know, literally jumped across to cover Ilana's mouth when I started asking about the elite field. I know you're really excited about this, but we want to take it a rung up, from gold to platinum. Yes. I mean, what happens at platinum? Is there a red carpet for the entire race distance? How do we take it? Because you've worked so hard to elevate it to this status. How do you take the Sanlam Cape Town Marathon that step further?
Difficult question because IAAF only just announced that they're launching platinum for next year only. So it's not a standard that is known or understood really, really well. We've obviously looked at all the documentation. We've committed to go for platinum. Whether it takes us a year or 2 years or 3 years to get there, we're not sure. Pretty extensive standards. Really, not only do you have the gold technical standards that you have to apply, but you've got some very, very stringent standards with regard to anti-doping, very stringent standards with regard to the elite field itself, the componentries about the elite field, and some hectic media standards, and of course mass participation. So the Gees of Cape Town, the Gees of South Africa needs to show itself.
I have a feeling they looked at the last iteration of the race and they were like, you know what, gold no longer applies to Cape Town. We need to find another classification. we need to somehow bump this up. I have a feeling that we're going to be chatting to you guys a lot as we build up over the next 45 days. So please bring some of that elite field. You can come start the smack talk live. All right, all the best of luck in final preparations. I know it literally is a marathon to get us there, so all the best of luck. Stay safe, stay strong, keep that fire burning. Alana, it's always such a pleasure to host running royalty, ultimately. So we absolutely adore how humble you are as well. Can we get a round of applause for the all-star team behind the only IAAF gold label status marathon?
Yes, sir. Well, they were talking about platinum status only coming into effect with the IAAF this year, but platinum status has been existing with this young lady since the day she was born.
Yes.
Okay, that's what it is. That's what it is.
In the name of Jesus, amen.
But it's that time of the morning. It's dipping time with our friends at Oma, and this morning we of course have the gorgeous, talented Muesli in the hot seat, and we're gonna have a little bit of fun with her, get to know her a bit better, with a quick fire series of questions over 60 seconds regarding all things winter. Okay. So get yourself into that mind frame. Winter, we're going to be asking you about that. Over 60 seconds, answer what the first thing that comes to mind, okay?
Okay.
All right, 60 seconds on the clock, and here we go. Rain, hate it or love it?
Hate it.
Are you an early bird or night owl?
A night owl.
Long showers or bubble baths?
Long showers.
Text you or call you, rather?
Call me because I ain't replied to your text.
Blue ticker. Scrambled or fried eggs?
Fried.
Cappuccinos or hot chocolates?
Hot chocolate.
Buttermilk or muesli rusks?
Muesli rusks.
A cuddle buddy or electric blanket?
A cuddle buddy with an electric blanket.
Date night with bae or girls night?
This is tough.
You have to answer.
It's winter. Date night with bae.
A drama series or trashy reality TV?
Oh, trashy.
Games night or dancing at the club?
Dancing at the club.
Big party or intimate gathering?
Big party.
Ocean view or chill in front of the fireplace?
Ocean view.
Smart man or funny man?
Smart man.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
Babe.
You need coins.
I need coins.
Put on my coins. Put on my coins. Okay. I must say, you struggled a little bit with the cuddle buddy or electric blanket question. Why was that? Why was that?
Because, you know, when you do my job, like you'll be out late and you get home, and when you get into the bed and the electric blanket is on, it's one of those moments where you literally believe, you like, there is a God. It's such a beautiful feeling. So that is tough. But like being with the electric blanket is like priceless.
All right, yeah, being torn between those two. So getting to know you better, we want to know, when is your favorite time to kind of unwind, and especially if you, let's say, have a cup of coffee or tea? I don't know, which do you prefer, tea or coffee?
I'm more of a tea girl.
More tea kind of girl. And you're dipping your rusk into it. When is that? What time of day is that?
I think probably in the morning, you know.
Early morning?
Yeah, I'm more of a person who likes to work later on, especially like if we're in the studio or stuff like that.
Yeah.
So maybe in the morning, you know, like 10, 11, right after gym, just like taking some time out.
Sure. After gym as well. So you're putting in the hours in the iron factory too. So in that moment, in the time, what's going through your mind usually?
I think just what you have to do for the day.
Yeah.
Like, you know, what you have to conquer, what you want to achieve. And like I said, I spend a lot of time in studio, so maybe what song I'm working on. You're just replaying that beat, trying to figure out the lyrics.
The mind is constantly working. Always. All right, so with that in mind, what would you call your dipping time? What if you were to give it a hashtag?
Oh, muesli in the morning.
Hashtag, and you gotta say it like that. You gotta say it. Hashtag muesli in the morning. Wonderful stuff. Listen, it's great having you in studio this morning, and we can't wait for that brand new single, Spunugwazi, that you're going to be dropping and performing for us as well. But in the meantime, we would love to hear from you. So please do keep sending us your favorite dipping time photos. We'd love to include them on our dipping wall of fame right here behind Muesli. But we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, more Feel Good on your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Anytime is dipping time.
It's the Crazy Store's birthday, and to celebrate, Expresso will be giving away daily prizes this entire week. Each day, one lucky viewer stands a chance to win a hamper, filled with epic Crazy Store goodies. Ensure that you watch Expresso every morning to find out how you can enter. Don't miss out between the 29th of July and the 2nd of August. We could be calling you live on air to win your share of crazy prizes thanks to the Crazy Store.
Yeah. Mic check 1, 2. Yeah. Let's go. Hey, sikusele lokshin. Haibo, sikusele lokshin. Haibo, hey. Everybody. Vibe. Juice. Oh yeah. Can you fast forward it a bit? Yeah. Hey, it's on my breath. Yeah, I just need it by the verse because there's no backings on the verse. When I got so tired, when I stop tired, I so jive, I so slice, when I got so skin, I'm over ring, I got cool, so study king, I relax, come up with pop, who has a papa, so pull up dog, who's on your side, who is on, who's on what, says all about, you went from the brain if I see you stayed, even if you was think you're a little far, but you wanting good, then I'm getting so much cake, money diet, mean that I ain't never getting any weight, but. Ungena, uyangas, uneman, ufuna, follow us. Ungena, uyangas, uneman, ufuna, follow us. Ngoba thina sla.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Clover Fresh Milk is the #1 milk brand in SA, made with love by Clover.
Welcome back. This is your Feel Good Breakfast Show Expresso on SABC3, and it's breakfast time here. And today we're making something quick, easy, tasty, and very filling, a Clover Fresh Milk Mabele porridge. And I mean, when last did you guys even eat that?
It's been a long time.
And we are in the company of a very special guest, Muesli, who promised us that she is a whiz in the kitchen.
Yeah,
like,
that's what she said.
She can handle her business.
Those are her words.
And she said she's going to make it for us in the kitchen and show you all you haters out there. No, can't make it. No, she didn't say that.
When did I say this?
We're going to make it for you. We're going to make it for you.
Yeah, we're going to make it for you. But are you handy? Are you quite handy in the kitchen? Do you know your way around the kitchen?
You know what? I've actually done great things. This is the new kitchen, obviously, but me and Jenny, we throw down.
Oh, okay.
You know, every time when I come to Cape Town, me and Jenny do our thing.
Oh, right. Okay.
But we come with the easy meals, the quick meals.
This is exactly that.
Yeah.
This is
exactly
it.
that.
Yeah.
The really nice thing about this is, I mean, obviously it's going to take you back. I mean, anyone who grew up in South Africa, Lenkgono or Auntie will know mabele as a very common sort of breakfast to have. But
ground sorghum, if you will.
Ground sorghum, if you will, yes, absolutely. But it's so simple to make, but it's also packed with such nice vitamins and nutrients. It's very nutritional. Protein, vitamin A, vitamin D, B12
as well.
It's just, it really is like a superfood of sorts, right? So what we're going to do is I'm going to throw in some of it. Maybe let's start with the water. Yes. How about that? So half of this water here, we're just going to get in there. Because what you want to do is you want to get it into a nice little pasty texture.
It's about 2 cups, isn't it?
2 cups. Well,
they're in there, but it all
about
depends
2
on...
cups. Yeah, so half a cup. You don't throw in all of this because you want to make sure that it doesn't get lumpy.
Okay. Do you want me to mix maybe?
Do you want to help? Do you want to help?
Crisis management is necessary right here. And obviously you're using the whisk because you don't want any lumps. You want the porridge to be as smooth as possible.
Yeah. Give it a nice mix there, Muzi. Okay, let's get some more in because there's quite a number of people here to feed this morning.
Look, it smells like the buses outside. Do you remember that one? The buses outside.
So you put all of your water in there until you get the nice pasty texture in there. What you're going to do is you're going to leave it in there, mix for about 20 minutes. We don't have 20 minutes to do this on the show.
You still got to mix though, otherwise it's going to lump and then we're not going to be able to feed any people.
Yeah.
And it's all getting stuck in the whisk, so make sure you whisk it up nicely.
Yes, absolutely. So what you're going to do is for 20 minutes you'll keep the lid on the pot the whole time. Keep checking and making sure that you're whisking and mixing it all together to make sure that there are no lumps, but you are getting it nice and ready. The keyword is clover. SMS clover to 33728. We'll SMS you a link to the recipe and you'll make this yourself at home. Okay, so cool. That's done.
So you got to add the cup of milk as well.
Then what you do is once you've got that nice smooth texture, this way our clover fresh milk goes into the pot.
While you guys do that, let's divert attention a little bit from the disaster that is in that pot.
Oh, stop it!
Tell me about the memories that this jogs up for you.
I think just school holidays, you know. My grandmother used to look after me during school holidays, and she would like make this kind of stuff. I also remember you used to have maltabella, which is like similar to this,
we go.
Oh man, that's a classic.
Yeah. So definitely school holidays.
Well, you can hear Musli went to school.
I did.
Maltabella.
Okay, so it seems Musli is actually getting it right there, which is fantastic. So what will happen is that it'll come out ready in 20 minutes or so, and this is what it should look like once it's ready. Okay? So you'll have it in there, nice and yes, absolutely nice. So it shouldn't be hard.
What did you just do?
Let's check out the steps to how to make this.
Come here. You need a hug. Let me just hold you for a second. It's okay. It's all right.
Wake up this winter to a warm bowl of porridge packed with feel-good vitamins and antioxidants. The best way to start your day. Add 150 grams of mabele into a pot. Then add a splash of cold water and mix to form a paste. Next, add another 200 ml of water and a cup of clover fresh full cream milk and stir over a moderate heat until porridge simmers and thickens. Serve your clover fresh milk mabele with a generous drizzle of golden syrup and sliced bananas for extra goodness. Healthy, sweet, and completely comforting. Thanks to Clover Fresh Full Cream Milk, you can start your morning the best way every day.
Made with love by Clover.
Well, definitely something new for your breakfast menu, and I'm sure your kids would love it. So give this recipe a try tomorrow morning and let us know if they did indeed like it. SMS that keyword Clover to 33728 to receive the ingredients and recipe sent to your phone. How would you go about personalizing this? I mean, we've added some banana and some syrup, muesli. What would you do to personalize it?
I just like lots of sugar and lots of milk.
Lots of sugar?
Yeah?
Lots of sugar.
Yeah.
Lots of sugar, lots of milk.
That's the nice thing about mabele is you can really personalize it and make it your own. You can add like some berries there. You can add bananas like what we've done. You can simply just add milk and be good to go as well, which is fantastic. All right, do you want to give it a taste, muesli? Because
it is your kind of recipe. For me, I would add like cranberry and raisin because I like to have like that little burst of sweetness in and amongst it. Oh, okay. What?
Is it going down well?
Yeah.
as they're going down.
This is the kind of breakfast. Oh, yes. Spoonugwas, tell us.
When you see a happy dance, then you know it's good. And the keyword, once again, that's Clover. SMS that to 33728. We'll SMS you a link to the recipe. Well done, Muesli.
Excellent.
You're good at this. Bear's watching.
Well, on that nutritious note, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with more muesli and more feel-good right here on Expresso.
Clover Fresh Milk is the #1 milk brand in SA. Made with love by Clover.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Well, good morning, love. Welcome back to your feel-good breakfast show, Expresso on SABC3. Ow. No, I only say that because that's how Nomuzi greets her people out there. Like, are your fans?
Yeah,
What do you call them? Mueslites. What do you
No.
Mueslites.
They're my people.
My people.
You know,
Yeah.
them just my people. But for me, I think besides just saying good morning, love, it's just about like greeting God in the morning and activating Him into your day. So it's just like good morning, love, and just like walking in that love throughout your day.
So
a couple of my fans feel like,
to everyone else.
yeah, a couple of them feel like it's their personal message. And it's like, that's okay, boo, take your message, you know. And then some people have my tweets on notifications, so it'll like come like a text in the morning, and they're just like,
oh my word!
You know there's a guy right now at work going,
She just sent me that.
I told you.
And by the way, Spoonugwa's latest single has dropped. It's hot. The music video is out, and we are going to get a performance of that right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Cannot wait. Really, really excited. But right now, let's quickly catch you up on the morning's headlines.
In the national news, South Africa's official unemployment rate soared to 29% in the second quarter of the year, the highest jobless rate since 2008. The unemployment rate for the youth is 56.4%. Negotiations to end a bus strike in Pretoria will resume today when members of the South African Municipal Workers Union and the City of Tshwane meet at the local bargaining council. The trade union is demanding an 18% pay increase backdated to 2017. On the international front, Tanzanian police yesterday denied that they had kidnapped a prominent journalist from his doorstep, saying the outspoken critic of President John Magufuli had been detained for questioning over his citizenship. The British pound is set to record its steepest monthly decline in almost 3 years against the dollar due to renewed fears of a no-deal Brexit. Prime Minister Boris Johnson has vowed to pull the UK out of the EU by the end of October, with or without a deal. And finally, tons of plastic products end up in landfills and the ocean, causing devastating effects to the environment worldwide. But in Mpumalanga, 27-year-old former security guard Sibusiso Shabanga has managed to produce crude oil, diesel and petrol from maize bags with a rudimentary system of heating plastic to 400 degrees Celsius in an airtight reactor. With about 10 kilograms of plastic, he can make some 5 liters of diesel and 2.5 liters of petrol and gas. The remains he uses to make polish and candles. The Nkomazi local municipality in Mpumalanga has pledged its support to Shabangu with issues such as trademarking, but the entrepreneur and inventor now needs 10,000 rand for his application to elevate his project to the next phase. How inspiring indeed. Well, let's take another look at what's happening in the world of sport. Here's Graham.
Touching on some of the biggest stories breaking this morning, double, or at least overnight, and this morning double Olympic champion Caster Semenya will not be defending her 800-meter title at the World Championships in Doha this September. In cricket, the ICC has officially launched the inaugural World Test Championships that'll see the top 9 test-playing nations fight it out against each other in 71 matches played out over the next 2 years. In rugby, the Springboks' last gasp 16-all draw against the All Blacks in Wellington on Saturday has now helped the team move up one place on the official World Rugby rankings. And staying with rugby, but the shorter format, tickets for the ever-popular Cape Town Sevens tournament set to take place at Cape Town Stadium in December will go on sale from 9 a.m. this morning, and they will go fast, so get on it. That's where we leave our sport for now.
Money. Thank you so much, G-Man. Let's take a look at your roads. The first look starting off in Gauteng, out in Johannesburg South. There has been an accident on the N12 eastbound before Southgate. Delays can be expected between the N1 highway and the Deep Kloof interchange. Please use an alternative route this morning. In the Western Cape and Century City on the N1 outbound, there is a stationary vehicle before the Wingfield interchange obstructing the emergency lane. Please approach with caution. And off to the train lines, there is an extended travel time of approximately 60 minutes. This is due to overhead electrical problems between Langa and Nyanga impacting Chris Honey and Captain's Clip train service. So wherever you find yourself this morning, take it easy on the roads. That's where we leave it for now. And now we take a look at your weather, but first we look at your sunrise pictures, which you have sent through. Sfiso Xulu sent us his beautiful sunrise from Bergville in Drakensberg, where sunny conditions can be expected with pleasant temperatures reaching a maximum of 23 degrees. Louise Cherry sent us her sunrise picture from Blue Hills out in Midrand, where plenty of sunshine can be expected with clear skies and little to no wind, reaching a maximum of 21 degrees. Now let's take a look at those temperatures in the rest of the country, starting off in Polokwane with a low of 7, reaching a high of 27 today. The highest temperatures in the country, that's in Mbombela. 10 is your minimum and your maximum, 32 degrees. If you're out in Pretoria, 8 is your low. You will reach a peak of 26 degrees. Plenty of sunshine for Johannesburg today, 5 your low and your high 24. If you're out in Mahikeng, your low today is 8 degrees, reaching a high of 26. Klerksdorp, 1 and 23. Kimberley, 2, reaching a max of 19. Bloemfontein, brace yourself for a cold start to the morning. -2 is your low and your high is 9. 19 degrees. If you're out in Richards Bay today, high humidity can be expected, 17 your low and your high 24 degrees. Pietermaritzburg 12 and 21. South Africa's playground, Durban 16 is your low, reaching a high of 23. If you're out in Mthatha, high humidity for you today, 8 your low and your high is 20 degrees. A southwesterly wind traveling at 22 kilometers per hour for East London, 10 is your low and your high is 20 degrees today. Craddock 3 and 18. Southwesterly winds at 28 kilometers per hour for Port Elizabeth, 9 your low and your high is 18 degrees. George 6, reaching a high of 16. The lowest temperatures in the country today, Sutherland -2, reaching a high of 8 degrees. Cold. Occasional rainfall, Cape Town today 8, reaching a max of 16. If you're out in Worcester, expect a couple of showers. 5 is your low and 14 is your high. Springbok 6, reaching a maximum of 16 degrees. And lastly, Uppington 4 is your low today and your high is 20 degrees. Remember, we still want to see those beautiful sunrise pictures on this gorgeous Wednesday. Take them and send them through to us on our Expresso Facebook page, Expresso Morning Show SABC3, using that hashtag Expresso Show.
Well, it is time, that time of the morning for us to wish you, our Expresso viewers, our beloved and loyal viewers who are celebrating a birthday today, a happy, happy birthday. One of the best parts of my morning, to be honest with you.
Absolutely. And we always ask for videos, and you guys have been responding in kind, so thank you so much. We're going to kick it off with a beautiful little dedication video to Lester Reddy on his 49th birthday. Lester, happy birthday, bud. So we will go to that when we can find that video, and we want to keep it mysterious. Lester was not ready. Now, we love you, Lester. Happy birthday, buddy. So let's move on then to Jade Van Zyl. Just want to say happy 2nd birthday to my baby girl, Jade Van Zyl. May God's richest blessings keep keeping you good. Your mom and daddy love you so much, and that's from Mafila, Pa, and Mummy and Daddy. Happy birthday, beautiful girl. And then we'd like to wish our beautiful daughter, Alia Ndlovu, a very happy birthday. May the Lord keep you and protect you. We love you very much. And that's from your dad, Maxwell Jacobs. Happy birthday, Alia.
Happy birthday indeed. We've got a sweet 16 today. John Nathan is turning 16 years old. And this message says, a shout out to my older brother, John Nathan. Enjoy your day, cool. Brother. I love you. So happy birthday,
it's like
John.
a sweet 16.
Yes.
It's not really like a sweet 16.
Sweet 16.
A sweet 16.
I love it. Also, a huge birthday shout out going out to the beautiful Portia and Paula. Hope you have a great day from myself and our daughter, Amahle. We love you. This is from Brian Kumalo.
Happy birthday, Portia. And then Kelebogile Kolaba just turned 17 years today. Happy birthday to you, Kelebogile. May God continue to bless you with many more years to come, full of joy and laughter. Stay as gorgeous as you are from the inside and out. We love you, and that's from your best friends, Tereletso, Siene, and Karabo Mokwena. Happy birthday, girl. She is gorgeous, eh?
She is. And then a 39th birthday going out to Lady G. May God bless you abundantly, Glenda. Stay the humble person that you are. Love you from your family and your friends. Glenda Ollendal turning a young 39 today.
Oh, happy birthday, Glenda. Very happy crown birthday to Jill Damons. May you have a blessed day and year ahead filled with everything beautiful. Love you lots from your sisters, Sanette or Sine and Kim, your parents and your niece and nephews. Happy birthday then. A birthday wish to the brother-in-law, Calvin Olifant. Happy 26th birthday, Calvin. He looks like a rugby player, dude.
Yeah.
You got it, man. And may you have a blessed day. Lots of love from Nathan, Asneth, and Levine. Happy birthday, Calvin.
Happy birthday indeed. A birthday wish going out to Micah, who is, or Mika, who is 8 years old. May God always keep you in the palm of his hands. Love you, Angel. And this is from your mommy. Happy birthday, my love. And then finally also to Speko Mbale, who is turning 15 years old today. Happy birthday, little flower. Mommy
cool. I love
loves you.
That action shot. I'm just waiting for the teacher to come and say, please, Mbali, please, we need to continue. Happy birthday to everyone. Please, I mean, forgive us the pronunciation of names. Obviously, we do try our absolute best, but I think most importantly, know that we love you, and more importantly, that your families absolutely adore you. So happy birthday. You can keep those birthday messages coming. Give us about 24 hours lead time if you can. You can send your 15-second video. That's the best option to 071 640 6551. Now I've got to ask a very important question. Katlego, what time is it?
Big or small, we've got it all. Everyone will find something at the Crazy Store. It's no wonder South Africa considers the Crazy Store the crazy fun place to shop.
Well, Graham, it's a crazy time on your feel-good breakfast show. So yesterday's Crazy Store birthday giveaway was a treat for Natalie Liddon, winning a hamper that'll make any little boy's dreams come true. And it included a racer radio controller, there was a space blaster with foam bullets and a train set, and that's just to mention some of the things, the crazy cool things that were in that hamper. And of course, the party continues this morning as we celebrate 22 years of the Crazy Store with another epic prize hamper. Now, we're keeping it fresh with a new way to enter each and every day. So for this morning's big giveaway, we asked you to SMS the keyword crazy to our SMS line. And so let's find out who made it in the running for this morning's Crazy Store hamper. And that winner for this morning is Charades Davids! Yes! That's a beautiful picture of Charades over there, and we have Charades on the line. We are ready to spin the wheel for Charades for her to win one of those 8 amazing prize hampers. So we're ready to spin the wheel. Let's find out, Charades, are you ready to win?
Yes, I am.
I've got you on the line, and you could be winning anything from a grand prize of 2,200 Rand, Crazy Store vouchers, or perhaps it could be a tech hamper. So let's see. I'm going to be spinning the wheel for you. Good luck. Wait, first I've got to ask you, what are you hoping to win?
Hopefully number 8.
Hopefully number 8. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1, and the wheel is spinning for you. And let's have a look at where it lands. And as you said, number 8 is what you're hoping for, and it lands on number 6. Congratulations to you. So prize hamper number 6 includes the following: a society maker, a pizza cutter, magnetic tail hook, snail soap dispenser, a splatter cover, bottle opener, and storage bin. Congratulations. There it is, right there on your screen. Congratulations, Charades. How do you feel?
Thank you. I'm good, thanks.
Are you very excited about this?
I am. Thank you so much.
I love it so much. Listen, tell me about why you love shopping at the Crazy Store.
They have such a great variety and such good prices.
Absolutely, and we hope that you enjoyed the variety in your prize hamper that you've won this morning. Thank you very much for entering the competition. We really do appreciate it. Now, the Crazy Store is making their 22nd birthday this year with 5 days of winning here on Expresso until the 2nd of August, where you could stand a chance at winning one of 8 amazing Crazy Store prize hampers. And this morning, we're asking you to comment on our Facebook post by completing this sentence. The Crazy Store is my go-to for... Yeah. Comment, finish up that sentence, and we could be calling you to spin the wheel so that you can stand a chance of winning one of those 8 Crazy Store hampers as we celebrate 22 years of incredible finds. T's and C's apply.
It's the Crazy Store's birthday, and to celebrate, Expresso will be giving away daily prizes this entire week. Each day, one lucky viewer stands a chance to win a hamper filled with epic Crazy Store goodies. Ensure that you watch Expresso every morning to find out how you can enter. Don't miss out between the 29th of July and the 2nd of August. We could be calling you live on air to win your share of crazy prizes thanks to the Crazy Store.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast show. On this morning, a brand new start to a brand new day, and it's that time again for another one of our brand new Wednesday features, as we always call it, where we focus on the unconventional side of the law. It's called So Now What, and we're joined once again by our expert lawyer and director at legalese.co.za, Eitan Stern. So today we're focusing on what your legal rights and recourses are should you encounter a mishap when traveling on an airplane. It's already a pretty much high-stress situation being in the air, so we're going to jump in and look at the things that you can do to transform that into a much more smoother experience.
Exactly. Eitan, welcome to the show.
Nice to be here.
It's good to see you. It's good to see you. I love that we're talking about this topic, eh?
Yeah.
You travel a lot. You got like 10 passports.
You travel more than me, hey? So at some point we have come across
Concerns.
difficult
Yeah.
situations. Now, when it comes to things like, let's say, a faulty aeroplane that delays you taking off or bad weather, anything that stops you as a passenger who's paid for that ticket from having a good experience, is there recourse for you in that?
Okay, so yes and no. What you have to remember, what everyone has to remember when flying, is that the main objective for any airline is to get you from point A to point B safe and alive.
Okay.
And it's incredibly complex to do that because humans are not really supposed to fly. So, there is a body of aviation law, but 90% of that law is about one thing and one thing only: keeping you safe and alive. The comforts, the gin and tonics, the peanuts, all of that is fantastic. But
Did you get that wrong? Delayed for 5 hours?
I firmly don't agree with you in that sense because though the main purpose might be getting you from point A to point B safely, you do also happen to pay a premium for certain services, which you are then entitled to.
Yes, for sure. So there's different laws. Yes, you're 100% right. There's laws related to, someone's safety. So if you get hurt in any scenario and someone is negligent, that person's going to be at fault. But the body of law that is about aviation, it's called aviation law.
Yes.
And most of the laws that there are around safety. So there are customer service sort of things, and obviously if someone does something to harm you intentionally or negligently, that person's going to be liable. But most of the law around aviation is going to be around safety.
So let's open up that can of worms and talk about what should happen and what you can do should you get injured during the course of a flight, or maybe even while the plane is still on the ground, maybe taxiing out, but you were injured during the course of this procedure, and what actions you can take.
Let's say there's turbulence and one of the bags falls on you, or you get hurt while,
So any person in any scenario has a right to claim damages if they're hurt, and you basically have to show two things: that you were the person, you have what we call locus standi, you have the right to sue, and that you were harmed by someone's negligence or intentional harm. So if an airline didn't do their safety checks, and one of the latches for the overhead cabinet wasn't properly closed, then you would be able to sue.
Okay.
But if it was just turbulence in the sky and the pilot managed to keep the airplane a flight and everyone landed safely, then everything's going to be fine. So really the idea is to see, was there any sort of negligence on anyone's behalf? And then you'll have a right, otherwise not.
The question that I want to ask, and this is a huge one for me because I often am confronted with this on a plane, is rowdy passengers. Okay, so everybody else, it's a late flight, it's the red
100%.
eye, you're tired, you're exhausted, you just want to get home. And there are people a few rows behind you that have forgotten that they're not the only people on the plane.
100%.
I want to ask you what one does in that, but not now, because we're going to be back after this. But talk about it, because you need to tell me, because I'm going to do that the next time. We are going to be back
my lawyer said so.
We're going to be back in a moment with our segment, So Now What, with lawyer Eitan Stern.
Let's get down to business. As a business owner, your most important and undoubtedly valuable asset is your staff. If you don't know that, take it on board right now. The biggest investment that you can make to see great results lies in investing in the health and well-being of your employees. And one way to achieve this is by taking out an employee protection plan. So this morning, I am joined by Alina Mabena and Elmarie Fasahi from Standard Bank, two ladies who I've loved getting to know a little bit better. And we're going to take a closer look at some of the benefits and I think the importance ultimately of employee protection plans. And how you can go about embracing this opportunity, because that's what I'm going to call it. It's an opportunity to activate the investment that is your staff. Ladies, welcome back. I'm going to relish this opportunity to spend time with you. I really have loved the educational journey that we've been on. We've covered some pretty heavy, dark topics, so I'm quite happy to be moving into this space, but take nothing away from the importance. So, Lena, I'm going to start with you. An employee protection plan. What does that cover actually entail? How does it work?
Okay, so Employee Protect, as we call it, is a group risk policy, and it's designed to cover the employees. So an employer will take out the policy to cover the employees. It is like a fringe benefit, and it has tax benefits for the employer if they offer it to their employees as a benefit, as an employee benefit. And the beauty about Employee Protect is that you can take it for a minimum of 3 employees. So if you, for example, have a house assistant, you have a driver, and you are privileged to have a chef, you already qualify to take an Employee Protect for your employees.
As you forced me to reevaluate my entire life and the fact that I don't have a private chef waiting for me at home. But what are the benefits, if you can break it down for us? And maybe Elmarie, you can weigh in here, for your employees when you look at cover like this?
There's different options that the employee can choose from. So we've got the lower cover, and then we also have a higher amount of cover starting from 30,000. What's also good from this policy is that you don't have to cover all your employees. So many times the business owner can use it as an incentive to say, you are my top 5 employees, so I will only cover the 5 of you. So imagine the incentive for an employee to become one of the top 5 to also be covered for death or incapacity, critical illness.
And would those benefits play out very much like the kind of cover you would get for yourself in life cover in those situations?
Yeah, so there's different benefits that you get under Employee Protect, which is fantastic because it's a holistic cover. So it gives you benefits for death. It also gives you benefits for permanent disability. So if something happens to your employee, it could be whilst they're busy performing their duties.
Yeah.
You are
spend
covered.
a large portion of our lives
Absolutely,
at work,
absolutely. So you are covered for that. And the added benefit of it all, it also comes with the funeral component to cover the employee, but also their spouse and up to 5 children. So it's an extended type of cover which not only looks after the employee, but their families as well.
What are the key exclusions before we get ahead of ourselves in a plan like this?
The most important thing is that there are no medical requirements. So you don't have to do any medicals to qualify for cover, so cover is guaranteed. Normal waiting period, 6 months waiting period for natural death. And there is also a pre-existing medical exclusion. So basically pre-existing medical exclusion, any medical conditions that you have are excluded for the first 24 months, only for the disability component, after which you are fully covered.
Why do you think, for a business owner, it is so important for their company and for their leadership to send this message to their staff to have cover like this?
Yeah, Graham, if you, the times that Lena and I have seen a business owner coming into a branch crying to say that one of my staff passed away and now I have to pay for the funeral, 20,000, 30,000 rand gone. In a small business, that's a lot of money. So this can help those unforeseen circumstances when it happens. It's also, we take away most of the admin around this events and around this product. So we make it easier for a business owner, not only financially, but also in terms of the admin, to make sure that all your staff, or as I said earlier, your top staff, if you can't afford for everyone, are covered in the case of death, for instance.
This is something that really does highlight the emotional attachment to protecting ourselves through these times. Yeah.
And if I can just add on Elmarie's point, it can also be used as a retention tool. because if your employees then leave, the cover will cancel. So you can use it as a retention mechanism to hold on to your valuable employees.
Absolutely, yes.
But also, what is critical, what happens if somebody dies? Who is the first person that they go to? The employer.
Yeah.
They go to the employer and look the employer in the eyes and say, how are you going to help us? So this policy is designed for exactly that.
Because we do become family. You guys have become family. It feels like it. We've been through some intense discussions. So thank you so much for, as I've said before, for kind of treating me with kid gloves and taking the time to fully explain and help me to think out loud and understand a lot of what we're going through. But I can assure you, I am reevaluating a lot of the protection that I have for myself and my family. I've kind of assumed that I'm protected, but I'm going to go back and look long and hard at what I really want for my family, what matters most to me, and hopefully we've inspired our viewers to walk that journey as well. It's fantastic that we've been able to broach these really heavy subjects so we can talk about the practicalities of it. So thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
So maybe this is the incentive you've been looking for, maybe that staff retention tool that you have been waiting for if an employee protection plan is of an interest to you, or maybe you're looking for an alternative insurance plan, just a bit of an education. Simply SMS PROTECT 31492. That's PROTECT to 31492 for a callback, and most importantly, a quote. Why I say that, because that quote could stand you the opportunity of winning one of 6 Samsung S10 smartphones. So get on it today, get that quote, and learn a little bit more about something that could be an incredible tool and vitally important tool when you need it most for you and your company. And remember that terms and conditions do apply.
Get an insurance quote and stand a chance to win one of 6 Samsung S10 smartphones. Simply SMS the keyword PROTECT to 31492 for a callback and quote, and you could be a winner.
All right, time for some music on your Feel Good Breakfast show. We're hanging out with Muesli in the studio. September last year, she dropped her debut album under her own label called Victory, and it's been a victorious run so far. Everyone loving this music, and we're about to get one of her latest tracks, one of the latest releases right now, called Sifunukwazi. Take it away.
Let's go. Hey. Come on. Hey. Let's go. All right, everybody. It's time for a little Muesli in the morning. You ready? Everybody. You ready? Everybody. Okay. Everybody. Okay. Let's go. Be vibe, be vibe, be vibe, be vibe. Hit juice, hit juice, hit juice, hit juice. Oh yes, it must. Yeah. Hey, it's on my breath. Okay. Everybody, let's go. All right. Sit right. Sit right. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Uba. Ungena. Uyangas. Uneman. Umfunan. Yeah. Sifunukwazi. Listen to me, I say. Uba. Ungena. Uyangas. Uneman. Umfunan. It's Sifunukwazi. Hey, come on. Ngoba thina silali, esikusha isibani, marakufani, imali, sipili life. Uthi wena wenzani, wena Sifunukwazi. Hey, wena ngibona kahle ngathi uzosithayela, wena silapthayeka, thina so driver, thina so slicer, wena ngathi uzosikhinya ngoba uringa kakhulu, uzosidalela inkinga, relaxa. Khapha iphondo, ungazophapha, sekuphola mdobo, uzongiyenzani, ungekizona, usazogcwala, sezolaphatha. You went from the brink if I see you stayed in, even if you was think you're a little late. Really running with precision, I've been getting so much cake. Money diet me that I ain't never gaining any weight. But let's go. Oh, come on. Uneman. Sifunukwazi. Come on. Uba. Ungena. Uyangas. Uneman. Umfunan. Let's go. Hey, Sifunukwazi. Hey, ngoba thina silali, esikusha isibani, marakufani, senza imali, sipili life. Uthi wena wenzani, wena Sifunukwazi. Bathi wonke umuntu ekasi ukhala ngathi, awuthake sifuna ukuvaya nama, ungazadlala ntwana ngibiza inkalakatha, yabona muhle sobulala uvandame, phethe thini elokishini, lesidlala letastini, phethe ezinye ehotsheni, asinandaba ukuthi ngithini, vele uzobona ukuthi vele ngiyiphosa indaba yami straight ayifuni irola sazoqala sazobamba sisibisa njengekhandanganda ungena uyangazi unemali ufuna yeah sifuna ukwazi come on uba ungena uyangazi unemali ufuna yeah sifuna ukwazi let's go ngoba thina silali sikhusha isibani rakufani simali spilly life yeah when I was for us jive when drive outside when last when
You must arrive alive. Listen, great music. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
How's the single doing?
The single is doing really, really great. Like I said, the music video was shot by a Fense, and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
One of the songs that people naturally gravitated to on the album, so it's been amazing.
Excellent stuff. Check it out. That's called Sfunugwazi. The album is called Victory. It is out now, and we will have 2 more performances from Muesli on your Feel Good Breakfast. So we're going to take a break. We'll see you just in a second. Muesli's in the studio, ladies and gentlemen.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome back. This is your Feel Good Breakfast Show. We're live, large and in charge, and continuing our discussion with our lawyer and director friend from legalese.coza, Aiton Stern, about what your legal rights are when it comes to encountering mishaps when you're traveling on an airline, okay? So we spoke about the fact that the law that governs aviation is mainly focused around your safety, getting you from point A to point B safely. Everything else is a little bit of a new nuance that has been introduced that'll be figured out in time, right?
Sure.
Exactly.
Well, because air travel is so popular now, it's become very comfortable.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, it's also a very frustrating experience. I mean, you know, you're tired. For those people that travel a lot and you get onto a flight, I don't know if there's a law around this, but I'm not saying that people should be quiet. We can all have a conversation, but this is the conversation. You can hear me, I can hear you.
Yeah.
But there are people that speak really loudly on the airplane, and they laugh and they cackle and they scream, and it's just so annoying for everybody else. Like, do you have any rights to go to that person and say, excuse me, could you bring your voice down? They'll probably be like, girl, don't you tell me. Or can you ask the air hostess to be like, can you please ask them to be quiet?
I'm someone that believes you have the right to tell any person to keep quiet in any situation if someone's being loud and disorderly. So on an airplane, what's quite interesting is that it's actually quite a strict scenario because you're obviously dealing with quite a tense situation. You're up in the air, there's safety concerns, and people's temperaments are going to be higher.
Yeah.
So the way it works on an airplane is if someone is drunk or disorderly or loud, you can definitely tell them to be quiet. You can go to the air hostess who is able to, or air host who's able to tell them to be quiet, and they have
quite a lot of power on an airplane to tell people what to do.
Yeah.
And the person who's really in charge is the captain, the pilot. We call them they are the commander-in-chief on the flight. And if the captain decides that this person is drunk and disorderly and is causing a ruckus, that person can be arrested on the flight, and as soon as the plane touches down, they will be the first person off, taken straight to jail.
Wow.
So the pilot has that power, and so do the air staff. They have the power to do that, and they're given that power because of how what the safety precautions up in the air. So if someone is drunk and disorderly, should definitely tell them to stop or tell the air hostess.
There's a lot of drunk and disorderly people on the flight. I don't know why.
What time are you thinking? Yeah.
A lot of them.
You talk about the airline staff, the air hostesses or the flight attendants being given power. And one thing they'd like to do in the exercise of power, with all due respect, is to say, sir, you must switch off your phone now. Sir, switch off your phone now.
It's enough
what is the deal with that? Does the phone really disturb the aircraft navigational system?
So the rules, so aviation, we do a lot of aviation law at our work, and aviation law is full of lots and lots of little rules that have been built up over time in order to keep us safe in the air. So when cell phones were introduced, there was a concern about airplane safety, that it would affect the navigational system. That's long since disproved. But we still are asked to put away our cell phones, because takeoff and landing are the most dangerous parts about flying, and we need to have razor-sharp reaction times. So any person that's sitting on their cell phone, if there was an incident, they wouldn't be able to react. So we are made to put everything away so we can be on our utmost, the quickest reaction time. Also, when you'll notice, when you take off and land, everything is stowed away. It's strapped down to the aircraft. Because if something did happen, the last thing you want is an iPad or a cell phone flying around and hitting someone. So it's mostly for our safety that we're asked to put everything away.
I needed to ask this question.
Sure.
The difference between being in this seated position and being in this seated position. What's that all about?
The answer would probably scare you, but I can definitely tell you. Again, everything around aviation is built around safety. So the seats are designed according to international standards to keep us safe. And so, for an example, one of the things that's happened, where an airplane crashed about 10, 15 years ago, probably more than that, it crashed, and the seat design meant that on crash, it snapped the legs of the people behind them. There was a metal bar. So since then, the seats have had to be changed in order to make sure that it's the safest on if there was a crash. So everything,
in that upright, uncomfortable position is when the seat is at its safest.
Exactly. Everything about the seat and on the airplane is designed based on crash experience in order to keep everyone safe. So whatever the position you're supposed to be in is what international standards have ruled that is your safest position to be in should something go wrong.
So don't even try and take a chance, actually, because...
Don't try to take a chance at anything on an airplane. You are very high and...
But how about leg space? When your poor legs are up here because there's no room, you could also get hurt.
For sure. So that's why it's getting quite interesting. As the airplanes get fuller and fuller and it becomes more and more commercial, there's always this push between airlines making more money and keeping us safe on board airlines. And that's been the big issue that's happened with Boeing a couple of months ago. And that Boeing cut some corners and led to some people, two crashes. So it's a big issue. So with air travel, it's always about what's the most convenient, based against what's the safest for us. And we can really be rest assured that aviation is unbelievably safe because of lots and lots of laws and lots of people spending lots of time thinking about what keeps us safest.
Rowdy passengers on board, just get yourself a good set of headphones with noise cancelling. Just
until they say, please take it off, please put your phone away.
Wow, Leanne, come on. Okay, let's buy an airline. How about that? Let's buy an Expresso airline and we'll start flying soon. I don't know. But listen, if you'd like to ask more questions, then follow our friends at Legalese. They are on social media at Lawyers of Legalese, and I'm sure they are experts in aircraft or aviation law, and they'd be able to dispense with that information. But Eitan, thank you very much.
Only a pleasure.
Very enlightening.
Sure.
So that's now what?
For most of us, the world of real estate is filled with unknowns. Whether it's a question about your rental deposit, maybe trying to understand the process of buying or selling a home. It's a tough one. Or figuring out if you can make money by investing in property, probably even tougher question to answer. We all have questions that we'd like to have answered. And the Property Show brings all industry professionals together in one place to expertly guide us through the process of buying, selling or investing in property. And it's going to be in Derbs on the 3rd and 4th of August. So here to tell us everything that we need to know about the show, that will tell us everything we need to know about property, is one of Private Property's main event wizards, Benjamin Jones. Ben, you better be a wizard, my friend, because we've given you an official title. It's exciting times. I know you guys put a huge amount of effort in, and it's just from a private property perspective, yes, but this is about creating a full picture. So the last few months, I would imagine, have been pretty busy since the last time we connected with you on the show. What have you guys been up to?
Sure. So we ran the Cape Town show in April. It was the biggest show that we've had to this date. We were really, really impressed with it, and it exceeded everyone's expectations.
Well done.
We've also recently changed the name of the show to The Property Show.
Because it is. It's The Property Show. It's not just a property show. It's The Property Show.
Exactly. We've just reconceptualizing the show, not only servicing buyers, but also, obviously, like you've said, investors, sellers, and your prospective tenants.
How do you go about doing that? Because now you're casting a much wider web, and I would imagine as an event organizer, it's great in principle, but when you've got to actually create that experience over 2 days, and obviously now in Derbs has a particular set as well, what's new? What have you changed and added?
So we've added an investor theatre, a buyer theatre, a renting theatre, or landlord-tenant renting theatre, and we've also got a live auction element to the show. So we'll actually be having a live auction at the show, which is really exciting, the first time ever. And then, you know, some of the key speakers and the content that's going to be presented, we've got Mark Williams, who's a former Bafana player, talking about his property journey. And then we've got Nicolette Mashila, you know, talking about her financial process of how to buy a property. And she's excellent, you know, really, really motivational speaker. So, you know, adding all these different elements to the show, really just servicing all those needs.
And perhaps you didn't know that you were ready to become a buyer, but you arrive at the show and you pick up on one of the year's best deals, maybe the deal of a lifetime. Are you guys using this as a platform to reveal some of those golden opportunities? What deals are we going to find at the show itself?
Sure. So when you're taking your first step onto the property ladder, you need to have all your financial considerations in order. We've got free consultations, free credit checks. We've got, you know, some of the developers that are there are doing special prices on their developments. You can also win amazing prizes throughout the event from our exhibitors.
There is something I've picked up from the private property team, and we've worked with a lot of brands in key spaces, and there's something about the emotional investment that we kind of pick up. You guys love your own brand, first of all, which is really cool. It kind of gets us pumped up and excited about it, but you really do have a conscience about what you're doing. It's not just about representing your side of the industry, but you really are in part representing us on the other side, the sellers and the buyers. Why are you so excited about what you do and how that kind of comes to bear in the property show?
Sure. So we're really passionate about property. We really want to, you know, give all the answers to the people that have all these questions. It's a big decision when you're going to buy property. It's a big, you know, life goal as well for a lot of people. So what we really want to do is just give them all the answers and make this process a lot easier for them. You know, passion, we want to bring the passion to the Durban people, to the Cape Town people, to the Johannesburg people, all around South Africa. But next up, we've got Durban. So we want to just share that with all the people in Durban to, you know, really kind of help them with their process and their journey.
Maybe if you're thinking of investing and you live in Joburg or Cape Town, take a little drive down, fly down, and come and see what's going on in Derbs. There's a pretty hot property market there at the moment. All the best of luck with final prep. I will see you there, my friend.
Awesome.
I don't know which hat I will be wearing, but I have a feeling that I will find out exactly why I should be as excited, likewise you, about property at the property show. It takes place on the 3rd and the 4th of August at the Durban Exhibition Centre. Come and pay us a visit. Maybe you'll hook up with our crew while you're down there. But if you're looking to purchase those tickets, you can head to the propertyshow.co.za. That's the propertyshow.co.za. Don't be left out if you are not in Derbs, because the property show comes to Joburg from the 19th to the 20th of October as well. So you too can learn everything that you need to know about buying, selling, investing in property.
Well, Well, it's such an interesting time of the year this we're finding ourselves in now. Everyone's tired and burnt out. They're looking
Already?
at what... Yeah, people are exhausted. It's like the 7th month of the year. You're looking at like what holidays to go on to. You're planning your summer getaway. Do you know what I mean? And that's... Yeah. Are you planning? Are you planning? You better be planning.
Well, I mean, Tropica is pretty much going to be...
He's going on a summer getaway.
Well, you're sorted.
Do you know what I mean?
But for everybody else at home who's not sorted, imagine cruising. They've got you covered. Cruises are the hot thing. The new black is cruising, actually, right now. See after the break.
Cruising is the new black?
Cruising is the new black.
Why does it have to be the new black? Why can't it just be black?
It's your time to shine with Orbit Gum and Presenter Search on 3, the Expresso edition. To enter, record a video introducing yourself, telling us where you live and what you will bring to South Africa's award-winning breakfast show. Post your clip on Instagram using the hashtag Presenter Search on 3 and we'll find you. Entries close on the 31st of July. Presenter Search on 3, the Expresso edition in proud association with Orbit. It's your time to shine.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. Very good morning. If you've only tuned in, where have you been? You've missed an unbelievable show, but don't worry, it's not too late. We're going to continue to inspire, and this really does inspire me. From majestic mountains, a midnight sun, to deep coastal fjords and unparalleled auroras. One of the rarest things you can see in nature. One thing is certain, and it's that Norway is a vast adventure playground. Today, Paula from Imagine Cruising is here to discuss another truly amazing package to travel and explore the magic of one of the most beautiful countries on Earth. You look gorgeous today, first of all.
Thank you.
I've got to just say, this has been such a cool journey for me to go on with you guys, because you've kind of lit this fire in me to get out there, to explore, to experience, to learn more, because that's what travel is ultimately about. But there are those destinations that have a romantic feel to them because they inspire the imagination. And every time I see you, I'm like, bucket list, bucket list, bucket list. We've had some amazing offers, some of the best value that you are likely to find on the 7 seas, undoubtedly. This particular kind of mindset is all for the adventurers.
Yes.
What is it about this that sparks the adventurous spirit, do you think?
So today
The cruise that we're going to talk about is completely different to the norm. In fact, it's probably as far away from your traditional cruise. So that's this kind of holiday is ideal for the adventurer, just like you mentioned. It's a coastal cruise voyage that's in search of the Northern Lights and the experience the whole exploration of Norway, a real trip of a lifetime experience. This is a place of untouched beauty and famed for its fjords and cascading waterfalls and picturesque villages. It's really, as you can see, beautiful.
I'm trying to listen to what you're saying when I'm looking at these pictures. It would be difficult for a graphic artist to recreate the magic of that. One thing that you've said stands out, and I think this would probably be, if you're going to do one cruise in your life and see one thing that just really reinforces the beauty and majesty of this incredible planet and the stars beyond it, the Northern Lights. It's a magic show.
Yes.
How would you describe it?
So for me, I mean, it's one of those natural wonders of the world, you know, and it's an incredible phenomenon. So that sees the kaleidoscope of colors. So from your milky green to the explosion of violet and pink that dances across the night sky, it's absolutely stunning. The nice thing about this is that you actually get to cruise across the Arctic Circle.
Wow.
So this is a great chance of actually seeing the Northern Lights. And then also there's like a mystery around the Northern Lights where it's probably because it's notoriously difficult to see.
Yeah.
So the nice thing about this holiday is that Hurtigruten is so sure that you'll see these Northern Lights that if you don't, they will give you another cruise completely free.
What? Wow, so you're almost hoping that you don't see it on your face. I say that in absolute jest.
Or
there
just
is something,
a little tinge of it, and then
there's something
magical,
spiritual about it. I think for so many people, and a lot of that is, I think, yes, born out of the incredible culture and the history of Norway itself, but the fact that you get to see this from the water, where you already are being presented with this night sky that I've heard is kind of immeasurable. It all rests on the fact that you are able to do this in absolute luxury as well. Yes. I think the real stars of the show have been, for me, these amazing ships that you're traveling on. So let's talk about the ship itself and your kind of home base, traveling home base, if you will.
Okay, so forget about what you know or you think you know about cruise, because this adventure cruise on Hurtigruten is a completely different way to see the world, you know, and these ships are simplistic with modern features that allows you to enjoy complete relaxation. And the real stars of this holiday is the breathtaking scenery and also to shine, and you get to go and see various places that your regular ship wouldn't be able to go and see. So it is very different in that way.
I mean, looking at scenes from the ship, it looks like it's like an exploration vessel as much as it's a luxury cruise ship.
That is what it's more of, because it is a working ship. So you get a whole real mixture of your guests and travelers and passengers coming from all over the world, and that gives you a real mix, and also it just adds the immersive culture to the whole experience.
And to be honest, I mean, this kind of route, you mentioned the Arctic Circle, this was getting more and more difficult for a regular person. If you're not a scientist or joining an actual exploration scientific base, it's becoming quite difficult to get there. When you talk about the difference in onboard experiences, what is, and I've been resistant to say it, Hurtigruten. It sounds like a Norse god, which is awesome. But talk us through the onboard experience and feel.
You'll get to enjoy the local regional dishes, which is amazing in each little port. And remember, you are going to lots of various ports along the coast. So it's about 34 different ports, and they've got all regional, different traditional dishes throughout. So that is very interesting and quite popular on this cruise. Besides that, they've got you've got the access to the expedition team, which then they're on hand to help you discover the nature and wildlife and you know, all these beautiful places to go to through storytelling, excursions and activities.
It is absolutely amazing to me, and I think the most I've just kind of seen now, the price is ridiculous, actually. I mean, we're going to continue kind of immersing ourselves in this amazing space, but get this, starting from 38,999 Rand per person, including your flights. You could be exploring this unbelievable country, yes, magical in itself, amidst nature on board the Hurtigruten. Stay tuned as we continue to explore these amazing destinations in this incredible part of the world as we look to truly experience the adventure of Norway. This is amazing, amazing. Wow, that's insane.
Well, did you know it's estimated that 18 billion pounds of plastic waste flows into the oceans every year from coastal regions? That's a big number. And the equivalent of 5 shopping bags of plastic trash sitting on every foot of coastline around the world. It's absolutely insane.
It's absolutely insane indeed. Well, Woolworths is partnering with several organizations for Plastic-Free July to do something about it and, of course, to help change the behavior causing it. Leading by example at Strandfontein Beach were volunteers, Woolworths and the Wildlife Fund SA, the TWYG Sustainability Organisation and the Beach Co-op.
South Africa is the 11th worst country in the world when it comes to our waste management. We're really needing to look at how we manage our waste better to prevent it from getting into our river systems and onto our beach. And the message to try and consume more responsibly and sustainably is what we're here to do.
Yeah, I think there's 2 major reasons why we do these cleanups. The one is it gives a really strong educational message. So just by getting people out on the beach, they can see the scope of the problem, and it makes them realize, you know, how serious it is that we deal with our litter crisis. And the second reason is by picking up plastic while it's still in big bits, we get it out of the environment. If we leave it here, the sun will slowly start to make it brittle and it'll break down into tiny bits of plastic, which can then get into the food web and cause all the problems that people are worried about with microplastics. Okay, so most of the litter that we've been picking up today comes from Cape Town. So we're dealing with the symptoms of a local problem, and we should be solving that problem locally.
Today, Woolworths' role in the beach cleanup is to firstly step into the community, make a contribution, but ultimately we're sponsoring the day, and it's about getting people involved and making a difference in some manner or form, however small it may be. It is a complex and multifaceted issue, and it does entail many of the stakeholders, industry, retail, the consumer, all playing their part. Key to the success of phasing out single-use plastic and diverting from landfill, and ultimately at the end of the day develop a strategy that is holistic and meaningful to address the issue across the board. Okay, Woolworths is in the process of rolling out a reusable bag to replace a single-use, commonly referred to as single-use plastic bag, primarily to switch some of our packaging and to be a zero waste to packaging waste to landfill by 2020.
The aim is also to educate schools, staff and customers on the importance of doing something as simple as taking a day at the beach and carrying a roll of garbage bags.
It's important to keep our beaches clean because it's not just my beach, it's everyone's beach. It's the future generation's beach. Everyone's going to be using the beach, and also we want the planet to last. So.
The reason I'm here is because I'm trying to do a bit of a contribution and do my best to, help out where I can. Why is it important? Because it affects all of us and we don't realize it.
From doing my first beach cleanup, I realized the impact that plastic has on our oceans and the environment. It might seem like a little, but it makes a difference.
Obviously, I think it's really important that the youth get involved. They're still able to change their behavior more easily than adults, and they're a really good way to get the message across to the broader community. And B, they're going to inherit this mess if they don't do something about it. So, they're the guys who've got to stand up and do something. And we're seeing that with the climate change movement as well. They're the only people who are really making a difference are the kids at this stage.
The Dirty Dozen is a catchy slogan to identify waste types.
With the Dirty Dozen methodology, what we're trying to do is change people's behavior as well. So while you're busy logging the top 12 items, we're trying to get people to reduce how much they purchase, how much single-use plastic they bring into their homes, and by so doing, live a more sustainable lifestyle.
So the Dirty Dozen is just a gimmick that we came up with to get people a little bit more focused on collecting data. So we picked 12 items that we felt were representative of different types of litter, and so we just get them to record those, and it gives us a little bit more information than just picking up rubbish and throwing it into the landfill.
So today we're collecting as much plastic, we're educating, making communities aware, and when you get your hands dirty and you start digging through the sand, you actually see what you have put in the environment and your impact. It's important to promote collecting and recycling of plastic because plastic is ubiquitous, it's everywhere, it's part of every part of our lives, but we're really bad at what we do with it. We're irresponsible how we use it, and we're irresponsible how we collect it, and that needs to change. When we look at how much plastic is actually going into our oceans and into our landfills and how much damage it's doing, and so often you'll find, I don't need plastic earbuds, I don't need a coffee cup lid, I don't need individually wrapped sweets. These are items we can do without. Get rid of them, change your lifestyle, it's so easy.
We believe really strongly that doing things like cleaning up beaches, visiting landfills, really reminds you and gives you a very stark awareness of litter and the irresponsible behavior that we've become used to, and how important these practices and these events are in changing consumer behavior and involving as many people and stakeholders and retailers and Woolworths especially who are trying to make a difference.
We really need to get to major changes in our lifestyle, otherwise we're really at risk, not only in terms of the environment, but as a species on this planet. We're beyond the capacity of the planet, and it's a really scary future we face. Plastics is just a very small symptom of that bigger problem.
This was part of Woolworths' commitment to achieve its zero packaging waste to landfill vision, part of which is to phase out single-use plastic bags by 2020.
That is really good work that Woolworths is doing. They're going further in committing their zero packaging waste to landfill vision. Now join them in creating a better world by reusing your reusable bag, which you can get when you shop next at Woolies for just R5.95. They are locally produced and they are absolutely reusable. Go out there and let's all make the difference together. It's time for the news now with Leanne.
Thank you, Tabiso. In the national news this morning, South Africa's official unemployment rate soared to 29% in the second quarter of the year, the highest jobless rate since 2008. The unemployment rate for the youth is 56.4%. Negotiations to end a bus strike in Pretoria will resume today when members of the South African Municipal Workers Union and the City of Tshwane meet at the local bargaining council. The trade union is demanding an 18% pay increase backdated to 2017. On the international front, Tanzanian police yesterday denied that they had kidnapped a prominent journalist from his doorstep, saying the outspoken critic of President John Magufuli had been detained for questioning over his citizenship. The British pound is set to record its steepest monthly decline in almost 3 years against the dollar due to renewed fears of a no-deal Brexit. Prime Minister Boris Johnson has vowed to pull the UK out of the EU by the end of October, with or without a deal. And then finally, elephants don't need to do maths because they can pick up larger quantities of food merely by using their sense of smell. A study of Asian elephants has found that they tend to pick out larger quantities of sunflower seeds by scent alone. Some sniffers were so sharp that they could smell the difference between piles of 150 and 180 seeds. Elephants' noses are notoriously powerful, but their sense of smell has been relatively understudied compared to their vision and hearing abilities. Fewer than 50,000 Asian elephants remain in the wild. A better understanding of how they smell, quantity, and how that influences their behavior could help conservation efforts. Well, that was your 8 o'clock news update. Here's a final look at what's happening in the world of sport with Graham.
Canvas Noticing some of the headlines that got our attention this morning. Double Olympic champion Caster Semenya will not be defending her 800-meter title at the World Championships in Doha this September as the IAAF's controversial testosterone curbing rules, her at least initial suspension of that, have been overturned. Then in cricket, the ICC has officially launched the inaugural World Test Championships. They'll see the top 9 test-playing nations fight it out against each other in 71 matches played out over the next 2 years. In rugby, the Springboks' last gasp 16-all draw against the number 1 ranked All Blacks in Wellington on Saturday has helped the team move up 1 place on the official World Rugby rankings. We are now 4th, just 300th of 1 point above England. And continuing with rugby with the shorter format, tickets for the ever-popular Cape Town Sevens tournament set to take place at Cape Town Stadium in December will go on sale at 9 a.m. this morning. They're going to sell like hotcakes, so get on it. That's a wrap of your sport for this morning.
Thank you, Graham. Let's take that final look at your roads this morning, starting off in Pretoria, out in Gauteng, where there has been an accident on the N1 northbound before the Brakfontein interchange. The right lane is blocked, so please approach with caution. If you are in the Western Cape and Gugulethu on the N2 inbound, there is congestion between Airport Approach Road and Moorbrae Main Road. The average travelling speed over there is 15 kilometers per hour with delays up to 30 minutes. And if you're off to the trains, there is an extended travel time of 20 to 30 minutes on the Strand and Muldersvlei line. This is due to re-signalling between Foray and Easter River, infrastructure problems in various areas, speed restrictions as well as sets out of service. So go out there and take it easy on the roads on this beautiful hump day. That's where we leave it for this morning. And now we take a final look at your weather, but we've asked you to send in your sunrise pictures, and you have. Thank you so much to our regular photographer, Alan Rudnicki, for your sunrise from Stellenbosch this morning, and Karen Boland for your sunrise picture from Port Shepstone, as well as Sfiso Kulu for your sunrise picture from Bergville in the Drakensberg. And lastly, Louise Cherry for your sunrise picture from Blue Hills out in Midrand, Gauteng. It's going to be a beautiful day out there. And now we look at the temperatures across most parts of the country. Starting off in Polokwane, 7 is your low today, reaching a high of 27 degrees. Mbombela, you've got the highest temperatures in the country today, 10, reaching a maximum of 32 degrees. Pretoria, 8 and 26. If you're out in Johannesburg today, plenty of sunshine. It's a beautiful day. 5 is your low and your high is 24 degrees. Mahikeng, 8, reaching a high of 26. Klerksdorp, 1, your minimum and your maximum, 23. Kimberley, 2 and 19. Bloemfontein, brace yourselves. Cold start to the morning today, -2, and that's your low. Your high is 19 degrees. Richards Bay has high humidity, 17 your low, and your high is 24 degrees. If you're out in Pietermaritzburg, it's 12, reaching a high of 21 for you today. Durban, 16, reaching a max of 23. If you're out in Mthatha, high humidity to be expected today, 8 your low, reaching that high of 20 degrees. And in East London, expect some winds today, southwesterly winds traveling at 22 kilometers per hour, but your temperatures will start off at 10, peaking at 20 degrees. Craddock, 3 and 18, it's nice and sunny today. Southwesterly winds for Port Elizabeth, 28 kilometers. That's how fast they're traveling. 9 is your low and your high is 18. George, 6, reaching a high of 16. The lowest temperatures in the country, that's Sutherland, -2 is your low, reaching a high of 8. Keep warm today. Occasional rain for Cape Town, 8, reaching a maximum of 16. And expect a couple of showers for Worcester as well. 5 is your low, reaching that peak of 14 degrees. Springbok, 6, reaching a max of 16. And lastly, Uppington, your low today is 4 degrees, reaching that high of 20 degrees. Well, that's where we leave it for this morning. Remember tomorrow to wake up bright and early. Send us those beautiful sunrise pictures on our Facebook page, Expresso Morning Show SABC3. Remember to use the official hashtag Expresso Show.
Talking about incredible sights, our ticket to see the Northern Lights with Imagine Cruising as we explore an adventure across Norway and the Seven Seas. And then, of course, Muesli performs again just for you. We'll see you in a moment.
Where do you get your paving from? They've been around for so long. Where do you get your paving from? Their work is great, you can't go wrong. It must be Boss you're talking about. They're the best without a doubt.
One Boss for over 40 years makes Boss Paving the experts and leaders in paving. Call Boss Paving right away and get an amazing 37% discount with our unique lifetime guarantee.
Call Boss Paving right away.
Roundup.
By your head. What my dog say? Yeah. What's the move? Or the bag, yeah. Praise for the fool. By your head. What's the move? All the girls say, what's the move?
Come on.
All the boys say, come through.
Hey, yeah. Me and the squad pull up quick. Bad bands, they super thick. Hate jealousy, that's a sickness. Kids-ish, on somebody.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. You're live with Expresso. Thank you so much for tuning in. It's been an amazing show and an amazing voyage of discovery. And that is no joke, because Imagine Cruising have literally taken us on, I think, the trip of a lifetime. And you have the opportunity to be able to do that. An incredible opportunity to travel and explore the majesty, the magic of Norway with Hurtigruten Cruise Line. But it's also an opportunity to join a field team of explorers, to be a part of something that is, it sounds like a once-in-a-lifetime trip that's now open for anyone to be able to do. So thank you so much for the work that you guys have put into creating this incredible experience. It stands out head and shoulders in a different way compared to any of the other cruise liner experiences that we've done. And it all starts in a gorgeous little town of Bergen. Can you tell us a bit more about that?
So Bergen's a quaint Norwegian city where you'll be spending 2 nights there, so you get to explore this fascinating little town. It's the gateway for the fjords. That's the gateway city for the fjords, and also it's characterized for the town is characterized for the multicolored wooden houses, which is one of
UNESCO. Fairy tale. Yeah, it looks like a fairy tale. Yeah.
And it's actually one of UNESCO's World Heritage sites, you know. And there I would definitely recommend that you go to Mount Florian, where you take the funicular right to the top, and then you have this amazing views overlooking the city.
Then you can really get a sense of where you are. Yeah.
And then one of their traditional dishes is the fish soup, which is made of mussels, prawns, and fish dumplings. And that is, you can imagine the seafood is fantastic from that part of the world.
Well, there's a reason why Norwegian salmon gets shipped across the entire globe. And we're actually going to be cooking with fish a little bit later. Yeah, we're going to be exploring the world of you know, the cuisine there as well. And I love the fact that that's a big part of how you experience Norway. Every stop you are able to experience the food, the cuisine. So as much as it's an adventure, and yes, you are looking for the Northern Lights, you're also having this very kind of boutique experience of each one of those amazing destinations. As you can probably hear, I think that my stomach, my mind, my spirits are already there. So what do the next few days have in store in the adventure?
Okay, then you embark the ship. So now you're on the voyage in search of this Northern Lights, you know, the magical Northern Lights. And the nice thing about it is that you get to actually explore more of Norway on the ship. So you'll then, there's quite a number of stops, like I mentioned earlier, on ports of call. So I'll just go through the main, you know, talk through the main highlights. One of the main highlights would be crossing the Arctic Circle, because now you feel you've arrived in Norway, thanks to its beautiful scenery, you know, when you get there. What I like about it is that every day it's a new destination, it's a new experience, it's something just unique. So I always advise anyone wanting to look into doing this holiday is just throw yourself into this experience, take in the incredible sights, and just let nature take center stage.
You could like kayak across one of those lakes. You could go.
Yes, the adventures that you can do.
Racing. You know, there are so
that's
many.
the Arctic adventure there. So once you're there, you can take one of the shore excursions, which is at additional cost, and you can go dog sledding, you can go skiing, you can go fishing and kayaking.
You're going to
so
basically have conversation for the rest of your life at every party, every dinner party. It's incredible. I've got to ask, what if you're asleep when you, because it's never a given that you're going to know when you're going to, it's so elusive, the Northern Lights.
Good thing you mentioned that. No, it's a good point that you've mentioned that, because on Hurtigruten, if you are asleep and the Northern Lights appear, they actually let everybody on board the ship know. So it can be 1 o'clock, it can be 2 o'clock. They will actually call everybody and mention that the Northern Lights, and it's so popular. Everyone wakes up and they go out and they see this, and they just see it for hours. It's Magical.
That's the right way to describe it. And we use the term quite a lot, overuse the term magical, but in this case it really does apply. Lofoten wool. I hope I haven't butchered the pronunciation of it, but
yes.
that seems like one highlight that needs to be seen or included in an experience like this.
The site of the Lofoten Wall is really an incredible one. It's actually quite a few mountain peaks that's lined up, and from a distance it actually forms a straight line, so it's quite magical just seeing that. And the Lofoten Islands are absolutely beautiful, and then you also get the glimpse of seeing the Trollfjord, which is famed for its narrow entrance.
And fish cakes. I love the fact that there are layers to the nuance, and where so many of our cruises, it's about the relaxation, it's about the luxury. This is about, and I think this is where Imagine Cruising kind of really put your best foot forward. It's about tailor-making an experience for each individual being able to do this. And the exploration element of this is mind-blowing to me. I think nothing more humbling than taking in these kinds of sights. Imagine how you'll feel if you actually be able to see the Northern Lights yourself. And when we come back, we're going to be traveling even further into the majesty of Norway.
Well, hopefully that's gotten you excited for all kinds of travel adventures to come. Right now, we are all excited in the studio to be hearing another performance from Muesli. Of course, her debut album called Victory is out now, and she's sharing music with us from that album. Right now, a song, a mashup, if you will. Pray, Never Run.
Yes.
Let's go.
If you love me, say hip-hop, I need you to turn the volume up right now. Let them know that Muesli's on the screen. Let's go.
Pray for the fool.
Let's go.
By your head. On my dog.
Shout out to the Superman one time. Let's go.
Or the bag. Hey. Pray for the fool. By your head. What's a move?
Hey.
All the girls say, what's a move?
What's a move?
All the boys say, come through.
Listen, hey, me and the squad pull up quick. Bad, super thick. Hey, jealousy, that's a sickness. Kids-ish, on some trick-ish, yeah. I've been a familiar face since Mix It. Now I got my own studio space, and y'all still video vixens, snitches. Come on, hey, I remember people used to clown me. You know that's kind of queen, she used to make it mouse me. Weak-ish, cloudy. We're doing something real special for Cape Town one time.
Muesli.
Shout out to Youngster CPT. Shout out to the Mother City. Let's go. Let's go. Come on. Okay, I said now
I don't do this usually.
click, clack.
It's a movie. Either you salute me or shoot me. Because it's God's done, I am Muesli. Bad man never run. Bad man never runs. Bad man never runs. Bad man never runs. I don't do this usually.
Okay, click, clack. This a movie. Yeah,
Either you salute me or shoot me. Cause it's God's done, I am Muesli.
everybody say
Bad man never run.
Bad man never runs.
Bad man never run.
Bad girl never runs.
Bad man never run.
Okay, here we go now.
Bad man never
Straight out of Wakanda, snitch. Down south, where them girls is badass-ish. Blender Mandela, where we get that paper quick. Bring the thunder.com, you wanna take her. I know you feel this-ish. Matter of fact, let me hit you with the facts. Always killer with the swag. I've been making hella racks. I've been doing this since way back. Made it though, I was a needle in a haystack. Came from the bottom, don't forget that. We all had the same chance, some have no more now. Some is something lightning, but you move my ngoba. Now I'm at the top of my game, you send the prosa. Yeah, my brr, hot on your lips, real magoya. Nose I popping, firing rockets. Now that I got it, I ain't never stopping. Smoking on that loud, you can hear my ish rattling in my own lane. Love my Trina on the stallion. Come on, I say now I don't do this usually. Click, clack, this a movie.
Either Either you salute me or shoot me, cause the scarf that I am Mosley. Bad girl never run.
Bad girl never runs.
Bad girl never run.
Bad girl never runs.
Bad girl never run.
Come on, listen to
girl
me
never
one time,
run.
everybody. Hey, I said now
I don't do this usually. Click, clack,
this a movie.
Either you salute me or shoot me, cause the scarf that I am Mosley.
A
Bad girl never runs.
I said a bad girl never runs.
Nah, a bad girl never runs.
Yeah, a bad girl never runs.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Pray Never Run, Muesli on your feel-good breakfast show. Music from Victory, the debut album released under her own independent label. Sounds hot. You're collaborating with big artists. What was it like working with our very own youngster CPT?
Amazing. I actually recorded most of my album here at the Red Bull Studios in Cape Town.
Excellent.
And I always make this joke, but it's really not a joke. It's true. You can't come to Cape Town and like do hip-hop stuff and not include youngster.
He's like the godfather.
For real. Like your project will not be blessed. For real. So I had to get him to come through and bless the project, and he was absolutely amazing. We definitely made a classic, man. Shout out to
Wonderful
him.
stuff. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Let us know what you thought about that performance on our Feel Good Breakfast Show's social media pages. Of course, hashtag Expresso Show. And we'll have more for you after this short break.
Introducing the official judging panel for the highly anticipated new reality series, The Next Brand Ambassador, starting 15th August.
I will be looking for hunger, passion, creativity.
Personality, personality, personality. Being unique is your edge.
It's so much better to win being yourself than trying to be anything else that you're not.
The Next Brand Ambassador starts 15th of August on SABC3. The stage is yours.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Call us on your cell phone.
Culinary hotline bling.
That can only mean one thing.
It means serious business when you tuned in on a Wednesday morning, and it's time for the culinary hotline bling. Sing, sing, sing. All aboard, yes. Seafood in general, of course, is such an amazing source of protein, and Norwegians are known for their salmon. We just heard about adventures in Norway right now in our travel segment. But to help preserve and protect our fish resources here in South Africa, there's a list of sustainable fish that provides a guideline on which seafood and fish we can consume responsibly. And here to tell us a bit more about that and answer all of your fishy questions, we have Julie Carter, owner of Ocean Jewels Fish, and alongside her is our very own in-house foodie, Anel Potgieter. Good to have you here, ladies.
Morning.
Welcome aboard. Welcome aboard the Fishy Express. Julie, let's start off with you first. Maybe you can give us a bit of a background history on how you got into the fish industry.
Sure. Well, it all started with my father, who grew up in a small fishing town, Gansbaai, in the Western Cape.
Yes.
And he used to do odd jobs for the fishermen and started fishing to help support his family. And that's where his passion grew and his knowledge of the ocean and seafood.
Yeah.
And then me growing up, we grew up always with the freshest fish,
Wow.
with a wide variety of fish. So that's where my interest started.
I was looking at this spread that you brought along with you, and I thought to myself, you literally just got off the boat right now and plonked this on our table. Beautiful to have it here. But sustainability is, of course, a big buzzword when it comes to the seafood industry. Just help us maybe understand it a bit better in that context.
Well, it basically means that fish that is sustainable can sustain current fishing pressures.
And of course, meaning that we consume it, we love it. It's a healthier form of protein consumption, and so of course it's high in demand versus the alternatives out there. But let's also chat about what is on the SASSY green list, because this list is called the SASSY list, and there's a green list, there's an orange list, there's a red list. What about the green list?
So the green list is what they encourage you to buy, and that's our sustainable fish. The orange list is think about it, think twice, and the red list, don't buy it. But we're going to talk about the green list, and for me, my favorite thing is on the green list, and that is oysters.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
The aphrodisiac.
No.
Tell me more about that,
Yeah, so the oysters are on green list, and that is quite amazing for me, with a bit of Tabasco and a bit of black pepper. I just love it. And then mussels, another shellfish that's on the green list.
Also on the green list. And what about all these other fish that are here?
Well, we've got a lovely fresh hake, also on the green list.
Yes.
Trout. Our lovely line-caught tuna, yellowfin tuna on the green list.
Can we stand a little bit at the tuna? Because I saw on the SASSY list that bluefin tuna is on the red list. So this is not...
No, this is yellowfin tuna.
So this is
yellowfin tuna is on the green list, bluefin is not.
On the red list.
Yeah.
So do we catch this in our waters?
Yes, we do.
Oh, okay.
But you must look out for line-caught tuna. Line-caught tuna is more sustainable than, let's say, long-line tuna or net tuna.
Why is that, if I may ask?
The method of catch is it's more targeted just to tuna.
Yes.
So you're not going to have bycatch. You're not going to catch other fish while you're catching tuna.
Okay. Yes, Anil, you want to ask?
No, I just wanted to say that I thought we don't catch tuna in our area, but now if I go to a fishmonger, how would I know the difference between a bluefin tuna and a yellowfin tuna? Must I ask him? You know, because I think that's the only way we can do is to ask those questions.
Or can you tell just by simply looking at the two pieces next to each other?
If you're new tuna, you would be able to tell.
Yes.
But the chances of finding bluefin tuna in a local fish shop is very, very slim.
Okay.
I mean, they're catching one a season locally.
Okay.
So mostly you will find yellowfin tuna.
Okay, fantastic. Let's carry on with the rest of the fish that we have here.
So this is lovely angelfish, lovely sustainable fish. This is black bream or Cape bream, also a lovely local sustainable fish. And yellowtail, we're going to be cooking with that later.
Geelstaart.
Yep.
Yeah, there's a Geelstaart. Is there still a Geelstaart festival somewhere on the coast? I've attended
I think
once
in
before.
Gijsbaar somewhere, isn't it?
Isn't there? Somewhere,
Geelstaart
Feest. I remember singing there once.
You see angelfish a lot these days, and it's really not an expensive fish. And I just love doing it on the braai or beautiful in a pan with butter and capers and lemon juice.
Yeah.
It's such a beautiful fish.
It's great that it's become popular. It was a very underrated fish, but it's great. You can see how beautiful it looks. You can serve it without the bone and the skin.
Yeah.
And it's delicious.
What about salmon? We've got to talk about salmon. Everyone loves salmon, whether it is in their tuna, whether you love it on its own with a little bit of, you know, whatever sauces you like as well. Do we have our own salmon sauces here in South Africa, or do we import all of our salmon?
We import all of our salmon.
From Norway?
Yeah.
Or Alaska, isn't it? That also, or is
mostly it's Norwegian salmon.
Norwegian salmon that we import.
The other day I saw salmon from Lesotho at my local retailer. They were,
I'm quite sure that was trout.
Yeah, okay. So there's a different salmon trout.
Sometimes we call it salmon trout because we want to sound like it's salmon, but it's actually a different fish, which is this trout.
So the trout is much smaller than the salmon. The salmon is a big fish. So the thing is, if you can replace your salmon with trout, local trout, because we've got locally farmed trout. Eh?
Good.
But the thing is, you must change your recipe a little bit. It needs to be, you cook it a little bit for a shorter time because it's a smaller, thinner fish, isn't it, Julie?
Okay. So the flavour is similar. It's less fatty and the fillets are smaller.
Okay.
So just adjust your cooking time. But you can eat it raw like you eat sushi.
Yes.
You can make ceviche out of it.
Excellent. Okay. I tell you what, we're going to take a bit of a pause right now, and we encourage you to send through your questions on our Facebook page regarding all things fish as we dive really deep into this cuisine on this culinary hotline. Bling! Sing, sing, sing!
So we're back with Paula from Imagine Cruising, and she's been telling us about a truly remarkable, a magical trip to Norway for 30 nights at an unbelievable price. And so far we've looked at a little more closely at the ship itself, this exploratory vessel, we can call it that, the Hurtigruten, the first 7 days of our Nordic adventure, and it's nothing short of an adventure. When you're going out with an actual expedition crew, it's an adventure. But we're going to delve a little bit deeper. There is a reason why Norwegian law has inspired the likes of Thor. This is one of the most culturally enriched places in the world, yes, but in terms of the majesty of nature, it is truly, truly remarkable. So we've covered kind of the first half of the journey, barely scratched the surface of what's available, but the second half of the journey has even more in store. So where do we pick up?
So you carry on cruising further north into Norway. So you're entering, as you're going higher. And because you're traveling in winter, it's common that that the sun would barely rise above the horizon. So it's quite an incredible experience. And if you are lucky, you might even get to see the blue hour, which is between 1 and 2 o'clock in the afternoon. They have the sky just turns into this clear blue sky, which is also magical. That's just out of the blue.
In the blue.
In the blue,
but out of the blue. How do you even select one highlight through all of this? Is there one thing that's grabbed your imagination in this space, in this trip?
So one of the highlights is definitely the city of Tromsø. That is, again, one of the largest northern Norway cities, and that is also rich in culture and in history, as you can see there.
It's like fairy tale stuff existing in the modern world.
Exactly, and you're in the Arctic side of it, so you can actually go dog sledding, and also the mobile ski. That is quite unique. So definitely a must to try and do that. It's a highlight.
It's the ultimate in adventure. I love that because so many of the things are so readily available, but each one of these activities is something that you're likely to only experience once in your life. And you're on the edge of the world. You're the edge of Europe before you move into a new space. I would imagine for a photographer, this must be kind of the ultimate excursion.
So in Honningsvåg, you actually can get to experience and explore the North Cape. So that is the highest point, just before you get to the North Pole. It's quite amazing.
So it literally is the edge of the world.
Yes. And they've got like a globe sculpture right on the edge where people come from all over the world just to take photos. It's a perfect place to take photos, and you really getting to explore Norway at its rawest. So that is also quite magical, and definitely a highlight that I would recommend.
There are so many, and I think you really want to think about what you want to take out of an experience like this, but it's very difficult to imagine something that is almost unimaginable in its scope, and I think that's where this particular cruise, this expedition, if you will, stands out completely.
And then you go up to Kirkenes, you go right to the top.
Look at that.
And then you get to Kirkenes, and then from there you voyage back to Bergen. So that's the turnaround point where you go back. So you get to explore all these different ports of call again.
I think we saw a sneak peek of what looks like the most amazing kind of mountain vista. The Seven Sisters.
Yes, that mountain, it's absolutely stunning. It's again one of those bucket list places you want to go and see those mountains, the Seven Sisters Mountain.
So if you're feeling the loss of Game of Thrones, if you're feeling the loss of Vikings, that you need to reconnect with the majesty of those kind of images, this seems to be something right out of a fantasy novel, of the most amazing imagination of the best movie maker you could find. From a natural beauty perspective, it's just amazing. If you could pick one highlight or give one tip around this particular expedition?
Well, really, like I say, it's all about nature. It's all about the wildlife. It's all about the natural beauty of it. I mean, often you travel the world and you see man-made, you know, things, but here it's just nature, and it's just to indulge and enjoy and take the most of it and do all the adventurous stuff, you know, that they have on offer to do there. The nice thing about this package is that it includes, you know, like you mentioned earlier on, for 38,999, it's your flights, your 2 nights hotel in Bergen, and you've got your 11 nights cruise that includes your meals, which is your breakfast, lunch and dinner. And we have in also again a special offer for our Expresso viewers, that if you book a polar outside cabin or above, you will get $100 onboard credit. So you can just enjoy this
Extra
as an extra
soup and fish cakes for me.
Yes.
This is truly remarkable. I think you guys at Imagine Cruising have outdone yourselves with this one. Quite literally is. I think it sounds like, for me personally, the trip of a lifetime. Imagine doing this with someone that you love and experiencing these things together, cruising around Norway, experiencing the beauty of this unbelievable planet that we live on. It's just truly remarkable, coming in at 38,999 per person, including flights and a 13-night Norway adventure. It could all be yours. To inquire, you can of course go to imaginecruising.co.za or pick up your phone right now and call 0861 777 245. That's 0861 777 245. You can literally phone right now. Well, stop Googling pictures of Norway and the Northern Lights and actually phone right now, and hopefully you'll be experiencing something that does sound like a once-in-a-lifetime expedition. Paula, well done.
Thank you.
Yo, it's amazing. Amazing.
Thank you.
Cadbury Dairy Milk shines a light on the generosity alive in each of us. Bring your old toys to any of Cadbury Dairy Milk's pop-up Little Generosity shops in major centres this winter and receive a slab of Cadbury Dairy Milk chocolate. Get to Cape Town's Canal Walk Little Generosity shop from the 19th of July to the 5th of August with your toys, and let's inspire a little more Cadbury Dairy Milk goodness in the world.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Call us on your cell phone. Culinary hotline bling. That can only mean one thing.
Emerging from the deep beyond. Welcome back to the Culinary Hotline Bling. Sing, sing, sing. We're all about the fish this morning, and so we'd love to hear your questions. Send them through to us on Facebook. We have Seafood Fundi Julie Carter in studio, and of course she's joined alongside Anel Potgieter. And we earlier on spoke about the sustainable fish in South Africa that we are encouraged to consume should we want to have a fishy kind of meal, and they are on the sassy green list. But there is a sassy red list, a list that we should at all costs avoid, because this is not possible to farm or to fish sustainably. And so let's talk through some of the items that are on that sassy red list, ladies.
The big one is the West Coast rock lobster.
Yeah.
Remember that you see in Paternoster everybody walking around with lobsters?
Okay, yeah.
That's on the red list.
So usually if you're seeing someone on the street side selling lobster, it's usually
you not
illegal.
To do. It's illegal, yeah.
Do not buy it, because I mean obviously then you're perpetuating the industry.
Exactly.
And of course we understand understand people are facing hard economic times with unemployment as it is, but we also do want to protect our environment, because obviously supporting something like that damages the ecosystem, which has much further effects.
Exactly.
You can get a recreational license to catch the crayfish yourself.
Yes.
But you're not allowed to sell it.
There we go.
So you can you can take crayfish out for you and your family to eat, but it's illegal to sell.
Okay, so that's one. It's called the West Coast rock lobster. It's a no-no. What other fish are on our red list?
Well, unfortunately, our Cape Town favourites, kabeljou and Cape salmon, are both on the red list.
Yeah.
Cob, you can buy green-listed farmed cob, but the
Okay.
sea-caught cob is on the red list.
All right, so you once again would need to consult your fish shop owner to find out where they get theirs from, right?
Yeah.
The mussel cracker is also on the red list, but that's a no-sale species, so fishermen are not allowed to buy and sell it.
Yeah. And a mussel cracker.
Yeah.
Sounds like what's it called in Afrikaans?
Poenskop.
A poenskop. There we go. So if you...
And a poenskop means actually bald head.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is that because the fish has a bald head? Does it? and galjoen as well, which is our South African national fish.
Yeah.
Do not eat it.
Yeah.
Okay, on the red list as well. So you've heard it. We've had Cape West Coast rock lobster. We've got the Cape salmon, or the geelback, the galjoen, the local cob we spoke about, kabeljou, and the poenskop, or mussel cracker. But what is in that pan is something we are definitely allowed to have, right?
Julie, in this pan is Julie's geelstaart, nee?
Yep, yellowtail.
Yellowtail.
That we've deboned.
Yeah, and there's a difference between geelback and geelstaart.
Yes.
Two different fish.
The geelback is the Cape salmon. The geelstaart is the yellowtail.
Yeah.
So we're just frying in a little bit of oil, and we've seasoned it with salt and pepper.
Yeah.
And Julie, with the skin down, do you say is the best way?
Well, it depends how you want to serve your dish. I always start with how you're going to present the dish.
Okay.
So if you're presenting with your skin up, then fry it first with the skin down.
Okay.
So that it looks pretty.
All right.
If you want to
good.
present it with the flesh side up, then start there.
Yeah. Do we eat enough fish in South Africa, do you think?
Fish is healthy, and if you stick to sustainable sources, I think we should eat more fish.
Yeah.
And we should look at local fish that are not always eaten, like snook even, and the angelfish and the hake. And focus, and mussels. Mussels is a farmed seafood.
Yes.
And it's a great source of protein.
Absolutely.
Amel,
while you've been cooking that, I've been seeing you taking spoonfuls of the butter.
Yeah.
And you're slowly but surely just dressing the fish with it as it cooks.
You know what it does? It also cooks it from the top as well. And it's seasoning it at the same time because it's hot.
Yes.
So we're cooking it from the top and the bottom.
Excellent.
So, and it's going to be divine. I think it's going to be so delicious.
That's the thing, when we're making the fish at home, I'm usually like, I don't know how long to leave it there for on the skin, and then I've got to turn it. But meanwhile, you could be using the sauce to kind of cook it over and over, right?
Yes, and you flavour it while you're doing that.
Yeah.
But can you imagine what this is going to taste like? Julie, what have you put in your salad there?
So I've got a char-grilled corn, some cherry tomatoes, some red onion, and coriander.
Excellent stuff.
Okay,
SMS the keyword fish to 33728, by the way, if you'd like to have the list of ingredients and the recipe sent to you. Look at that. This is how you make it look good for the gram.
So a lot of people don't like to cook yellowtail. They're nervous because it can be dry.
Yeah.
So you just don't overcook it.
Look at
Rather
that.
undercook it because it's going to cook a little bit more on your plate.
That looks incredible.
And then we're just going to dress it again with a bit of this delicious butter.
Oh, you are
over the top.
Absolute magicians. That's
smells great.
Tell me you're getting a close-up shot of that as that butter just dances
Drips
on the
down.
skin, just glides.
And I will add a little bit more of this.
Okay, so SMS the keyword fish to 33728. I'm going to let you at home just marvel at that.
Isn't it gorgeous?
It is absolutely sensational.
Big or small, we've got it all. Everyone will find something at the Crazy Store. It's no wonder South Africa considers the Crazy Store the crazy fun place to shop.
Well, this week we're spinning the wheel with the Crazy Store for their 22nd birthday with 5 days of winning right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show Expresso, where you could stand a chance of winning one of 8 amazing Crazy Store prize hampers.
Exactly. And of course, you don't have to worry if you weren't a winner this morning, because you can be a winner every single day with discounts of up to 25% off in all Crazy stores nationwide for their 22nd birthday bash. Now, not only do you get up to 25% off, but one lucky customer can also stand a chance to win a trip for two to the Maldives, baby, valued at 80,000 rand.
Well, okay, look, we can safely say that the hashtag no filter description definitely applies to this island of Maldives, which exudes a mesmerizing natural charm. It's just so beautiful. And if you like what you see about the Maldives splashed across your timeline and you want to dive in, all you have to do is spend 50 rand or more at any Crazy store before 23rd of August 2019 and enter in store.
Exactly, it's that simple. T's and C's apply and can be found on the Crazy Store's website. Well, of course, we're going to take a quick ad break. Don't move a muscle. There's still so much more to come of your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
It's the Crazy Store's birthday, and to celebrate, Expresso will be giving away daily prizes this entire week. Each day, one lucky viewer stands a chance to win a hamper filled with epic Crazy Store goodies. Ensure that you watch Expresso every morning to find out how you can enter. Don't miss out between the 29th of July and the 2nd of August. We could be calling you live on air to win your share of crazy prizes thanks to the Crazy Store.
Science reaches for the truth. It works for the big and small, for the old and young. And with knowledge as our first ingredient, science is at the heart of our food. For differences you can see, feel, and trust. It all starts with science.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Call us on your cell phone. Culinary hotline bling. That can only mean one thing.
It only means one thing when you tune in at that time of the morning for the culinary hotline bling. Sing, sing, sing! And yes, indeed. This morning we've dived really deep and muscled our way through some fishy content to unearth some pearls of wisdom. You're supposed to get a close-up shot of the mussels and the oysters. Come on, guys. The fishy puns. They've got to work today, okay? And thank you very much to Julie Carter, who's educated us a great deal on what is sustainable fish, or what are sustainable fish that we can consume happily, and those that are on the red list that we should not. And we've also asked you to throw forward your fishy comments on our Feel Good Breakfast Show's Facebook page. Josephine says, I love snook, my favorite fish, and seafood, delicious and healthy. Thank you very much for that, Josephine. Top fan. Mandy says, my son catches fish for us, and this caught this past Sunday. What kind of fish would that be, Julie?
I'm sure it's a skipjack.
A skipjack?
Yeah, which is a smaller kind of type of tuna.
Yes. Well done there, Mandy and son and family. Thanks for sharing that with us. Tanya Brown says, I absolutely love hashtag Ocean Jewels. That's all you. That's all me. I go there often. Lovely, sustainable fish. What's your top seller on the menu?
Everybody has their favorites, but I think a tuna burger.
Ooh! Yeah. Yes, the whole studio just went, ooh, Ocean Jewels, check him out. All right, so you're quite busy over there, I know.
Yes.
We're doing something with mussels. What are we making?
Yes, so we're going to make a mussel and chorizo dish. And I've just got some onion, garlic, red pepper, green pepper, yellow pepper in here.
Yes.
Frying that off. I'm going to add some chorizo and tomato and then the mussels.
Lovely stuff. So great combination.
Yes, perfect. Salty and...
seafood is that kind of versatile dish where you can kind of mix and match, right? Like for instance, I think when you're making a red meat dish, you kind of got to stick to either the beef or the lamb. Here you've got the fishy mussels, but you've got the spicy chorizo as well, so you can experiment.
The chorizo flavour goes really well with the mussels and the tomatoes, so it all works.
Fantastic. Well, you at home can SMS the keyword dish to 33728 and we'll send you a link to the recipe as well as the ingredients list so that you can make your own tomato and chorizo mussels. Looks very simple, and the colours are always what fascinates me when it comes to any form of cooking, and that is, it's a beautiful rainbow.
Just smelling delicious already.
And you'll always impress your guests with this dish.
Of course you will. Yeah. So season while you add it. And then when do you add the mussels, Anna?
Just in a little bit. I just want the tomato to cook off a little bit. And then what I'm going to do now is add the mussels, because the mussels cook very quickly. So it's really just a few minutes and then it's done.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness. We're just throwing in a whole batch of prawns in there.
Oh, my word.
You probably could, but prawns are on the orange list.
They're on the orange list.
Oh, prawns on the orange list. Pique my sweet me as well, because I love
And langoustines are unfortunately on the red list.
I know.
Is it all a matter of time? Do we kind of need to give the species a time to recover, and then once it gets to that point, then we start finding ways to fish responsibly? I mean, obviously we want to enjoy this for as long as possible.
We're finding ways to fish responsibly and working on sustainability. So hopefully species that are on the red and orange list will slowly move to the green list.
I'll tell you what, so the other day I did a DNA test that said that the best diet for my body is a Mediterranean diet. So all kinds of fish are great for me. So if I'm looking to incorporate more fish into my diet and I go to my local fish shop, what's the best tips that you can offer in terms of buying fresh fish and then buying fresh shellfish as well? Let's talk about them individually.
If you're buying a whole fish like this bream or the trout, look out for the bright colours of the fish. It must look attractive.
Yes.
The eyes should be clear. See, hello.
Okay, all right. versus cloudy.
Yeah,
and
cloudy
milky.
or red.
Yeah.
So if they are gills are often taken out, but they should be bright red.
Yes.
So they would be there. And if you look inside the cavity of the fish, you can see it's beautiful. It's pink.
Yes, yes. It looks fresh.
It looks fresh, yeah. So if the fish has got scales, they often are scaled, but if the fish has got scales, there should be plenty scales.
Yes.
So.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, there we go. Okay, so do touch the fish.
Yeah, and it should be firm as well. You know, the fish should feel firm and.
So is that why you get like a pap snoek? They speak about a pap snoek. What is a pap snoek?
Isn't that like when you shake somebody's hand with a pap snoek like this and then it's like that?
No, sometimes you buy a snoek and it's pap, it's not firm.
Yeah,
so what does that mean?
That's something that happens to our snook. It's not really a quality issue. If you buy 10 snook, maybe 1 or 2 would be pap.
Yeah.
But you can look for, the same things with snook. The fish should be firm, eyes should be bright.
And then very quick, we have to just quickly touch on this. When it comes to shellfish, what are the signs to look out for?
If you're buying mussels or oysters, the mussel should be tightly sealed.
Yes.
And it shouldn't be cracked. If there are any shells that are cracked, then discard them.
Don't do it.
Same with oysters. They're still alive, so the shell needs to be closed.
Yes.
When they start opening, then, then I wouldn't use them.
There you go. Judy Carter, thank you very much.
Cool.
Anel Potgieter, thank you very much for sailing us into the Isle of Delish Fish. It's been amazing. And thank you very much for your comments on the culinary hotline. Bling! Sing, sing, sing!
That smells absolutely delicious. We cannot wait to jump in. But let's jump into something else. Our celebrity guest is going to be playing an interesting game of Expresso Charades, where she has to pick a word or a phrase out of a bowl and act it out for her teammate, who is Tabiso. And the team with the most correct guesses is crowned the Charades champion. So join us in our very classic game of acting, drama, and guessing. It's Charades with Muesli. And Tabiso.
Thank you.
Okay, cool. So here is said bowl. We have a whole bunch of words or phrases.
Yeah.
I'm going to let you go first, Muesli. You're going to act it out to Tabiso, and he has to try and get it right. Do we have a time limit on these? I'm sure we do. We always have time limits.
Okay, must I look?
All right, I'll take that. Do you want me to show that quickly to the camera? Don't look, Tabiso.
I'm looking at Moose. Beard. Beard. Beer boop.
Wow.
Huh? Oh, Santa Claus!
Hey, well done, well done.
Yeah.
That's good. Okay, so he's going to go next, and then you have to guess.
Okay, cool. Let's see.
Well done, Muesli.
Okay. Okay.
Cool. We got it, we got it.
All right.
Sleeping. Tired. Blanket.
Yeah, correct.
You guys are so good. All right, another one. I like this game.
I love it.
All right, I'll show it to you.
Okay. Coffee. Dip. Muffin. Cake. Cake.
We'll just go through all of that.
Dip.
Okay.
Oma. Okay. Okay, cool. All right. Okay, cool. Oh.
Throw. A window or sun.
Yes, yeah.
Oh, wait, drink.
Yes.
Must have a cup of coffee.
And you guys are running out of paper here. We are killing this. Oh,
you need
no,
to
I'm
be
getting
refilling that bowl there.
There's one here.
All right.
Okay.
Got it. There we go.
Okay.
Ooh, this is going to be interesting. Okay.
Mirror.
Oh, wow. Wow. Creating it.
Okay.
Oh, my word.
Okay, cool. Woo! How do you do this one?
Uh-oh.
Creepy.
What?
Creepy. Creepy.
Try again. Try again.
That is creepy.
Spooky. Ghost.
Yes.
Yes! I like the first one, creepy. You're like, what is he doing?
She's like, what's going on?
Muesli and Tabiso, you guys did the most with our charades.
Well done. Put it here, Muesli. Put it here. Put it here. Put it here. Put it here. There we go.
As
Yeah.
presenters search kids.
Yeah, that's it.
Exactly.
As
That's it.
presenters search kids.
But I think in terms of the person that got it the fastest, Muesli, you definitely win. You had a lot of guesses there, all right?
Okay. I don't
But
think
well
that's how it
done.
works. We're not competing with
But
each
again, I'm the
other.
judge, so host and judge.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, listen, we're going to take a quick break. After the break, Muzi's still in the house. She's going to be performing for us, taking us into a feel-good Wednesday. But also the other thing is, Youngster CPT was here a while ago, and him and Kat faced off in like a freestyling thing. And we said the next time we have a female rapper here, Leanne is taking them on. That's what's happening after the break. See you in a bit. Yeah.
I'm going to lose.
Highest grade Arabica beans, McAfee, great coffee, simple. See you after the break. It's your time to shine with Orbit Gum and Presenter Search on 3, the Expresso edition. To enter, record a video introducing yourself, telling us where you live and what you will bring to South Africa's award-winning breakfast show. Post your clip on Instagram using the hashtag Presenter Search on 3 and we'll find you. Entries close on the 31st of July. Presenter Search on 3, the Expresso edition in proud association with Orbit. It's your time to shine.
Can you just ask him to fast forward a bit? It's a long hook as well.
Yeah, I me gusta el shot, con que la gamba con el ginger, young fat
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast show. It's been an energized one with Muesli in the house. And of course, her debut album called Victory is out.
Yes.
And we've been sharing music from the album and we've been hearing all kinds of great things. But before we get into the last performance, I've got to ask you, what does the future hold for you? I know that with the gigs that you do in terms of TV, music, you are traveling quite a lot. You're reaching out into the space in the United States, in East Africa as well, you were telling me earlier. So what's the next big move for Muesli?
I think for me, it's just all about business and entrepreneurship. I've really owned my space in music and I own all my music. I'm incredibly proud of that. But now it's kind of time to create properties that'll help me thrive when I'm old and still hot. But, you know, just really set myself up for the future in terms of businesses that I'm interested in fashion and in other spaces. So I'm very excited.
Create jobs, help the economy. Unemployment is at a high rate. We want to kill it. And if this is a way of doing it, I'll do it this way. You're about to take away the last performance with a song called Fatel.
Fatel.
Come on.
This is my last song, but it's one of my best songs. So I know you're gonna like it. Can you ride with me? Hey, can you dance with me? Can you vibe with me? Let's go, let's go. Suga lakala fantuka, sasa yintwana zohlupa. Padalisa galempu, watu yavala nyavula. Hey, mavela is pretty pretty. Sibuye ngomriti riti. Okay, let's go. 1, 2, 3, say something. Kicking it back on Billy Blanks and Benetaibo. Sizakhula sidlala esihlahleni manje si front page ephepheni kudala sikhudla siphuma kude manje sebangibona kumabona kude ha ucabanga ukuthi uyangithusa mfana ngithi ngibheke kahle ngiphuma ebusa was a weekend when I come duze ekhaya sibatshela sideleka ababusi will have more pens down pull up booty sithi pen laga kuze kuse yeah kuze kuse pen sitting zokuthanda kuze kuse yeah kuze kuse pen sitting zokuthanda ngizokuphuphe. This is a special dedication to my hood at Aviation. Extension 2 Hevuta 1 time, let's go. Yes, yes. Hey, stanya kustola shota kokela ngabakoni zinja jamfate. Sundays, chorus, polas, huyazi, nabotato, hemabaso, sigrand, sispeteman, sazvisa tina lazaki, sazvisa kuzokshayu sexy, sazvisa tina lazaki, was papela sokshiyu mille, pelizinja zangfatela, banamali yabo bayas pandela, hey, na uyas bonela, alla susleker, yes. Shaba kuze kuze, Ben sitting zokuthanda kuze kuze. Yeah, kuze kuze, Ben sitting zokuthanda ngizokuphuphe.
Expresso Morning Show, made with love by Clover.
Hands on my floor.
Nada. Feel Good production.
I get up and call. Yes, yes. Okay. Yeah. Say something. Young Fadela, boy. Is it just Young Fadela? Young Fadela.
She is hot in